Then maybe it's just going to take a minute.
It might.
When's the last time you did a News Brews and Hookers, honestly?
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's been a while since I was going to do a hooker tonight, but
Still early.
yeah, it's still early. We could figure one
There's
out.
always time for hooker stuff.
There's always time for hookers. We love hookers.
Welcome everybody to Coffee Table Chronicles.
It's not on yet.
It is Thursday, April
18th.
18th. Thank you.
18th.
Appreciate that.
Right.
Welcome only because I could read the thing.
Oh, so we may not be on Rumble tonight because
We're trying
we
something.
tried a new beta test. So they had a thing where they would give you like a static stream code, and you wouldn't have to upload the video anymore. So I was trying to see
how
if
long
it
it
would
takes.
work, but it may not work.
Keeping an
so-
eye on it. I'm keeping an eye on it.
All right.
There goes all the Rumble shit.
All the rumble.
Oh, no.
All the rumble she knows.
Wait, is this it?
No.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yep.
Where are you? How'd you get there?
It's on.
How'd you get there?
I just clicked on Rumble.
Yeah, but just opened right up. And
Really, fucker? I'm on Rumble. Shut up.
Apparently not. I'm not even registered with them. It came to me.
You can't get an email. We kicked you out a long time ago.
Yeah,
I
no.
sent him.
Is that what it is?
We are live. Okay, perfect. So it did work.
It's not letting me. Oh.
It's freaking awesome. Well, welcome, Rumblers.
Crazy page. Crazy page.
Oh, there it is.
See,
What?
it worked. Oh, it's
Just
freaking
took a
awesome. I
minute.
love it.
I
I'm
don't
so
even know what that
excited.
means, but
And
it's
there's
sweet.
5 people here.
So you have to do a stream key in order to stream to different platforms, right?
Okay.
And I have to physically go on a Rumble every week and set up the video ahead
Within
of time. and
24
do all that,
hours.
right?
So, like, it's really hard.
So they're
Huh.
doing this beta test on
Yeah.
what they call a static stream.
Really
key.
hard.
So they give you a stream key that you can use from now on. So the theory is every time we go live on StreamYard,
It'll just kick
it'll
a new
automatically go live on Rumble.
Fascinating.
So
Just
and
takes a minute.
and so far it's working. So good news. That's awesome.
Woo!
Good start. to
Good
the show.
job, Rumble beta testers.
Jolly good show.
Way to beta.
You get a 5-star, 5 gold stars.
There you go.
Mm.
Jack's still pissed because he can't register.
That's right.
But, you know, hey.
Yeah, can we work on that?
That's why I'm here all the time, because I can't chat.
Because you can't.
You have to have me on the show because I can't chat and lose my freaking
He's
mind.
like, I could just yell at the TV.
I have things to say and nobody can hear me. Damn it.
All right, quick shout out to our sponsor, Americano Ammunition Coffee, best coffee in Arizona. And Lindsay did try.
The lavender
Yes.
The lavender one,
And?
it was so good.
tastes like laundry. What the hell does laundry? What does lavender taste like?
Delicious.
You didn't bring me one.
I didn't.
It's okay. I didn't expect you to.
No, but where did we go that we had a lavender something or other? Oh, we went to the competitors.
Yeah.
Oh, we were in
went-
Vegas and you guys weren't there.
We
it
went-
was a matcha
It was a
tea
lavender matcha
with
tea. It was
lavender
actually
on the top.
delicious.
It was really
Okay,
good.
tea I can see because a lot of tea tastes like perfumes and laundry detergents, so
Mhm.
that's kind of okay. But the coffee thing seems weird.
Yeah.
It was really good.
But man, whatever.
I don't know if I tried it. Did I try it?
I wouldn't.
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a
Would you like
Did
some
I?
potpourri?
In a cup.
It's delicious.
Do you remember what it was? Yeah, the guy's back. You know.
Super Horror Show. What's up, buddy?
He's like, that guy's back.
The guy.
The guy.
That
The
guy.
guy.
That guy.
The guy named Jack.
That
Well, this guy.
Jack.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit, that guy?
I'm not that guy.
Shout out to our good buddies at Practical Tactical and Prep for all your prepping needs and the way the world's going right now. You might want to
You
start
need
stocking up
'em.
on shit.
I was talking about them today.
For you.
Mhm.
And,
Talk about them a lot.
yeah.
And I talk about that guy a lot too.
Stay 48 plates for all your body armor needs.
I did. I told you. I told the police guy about it.
Yeah, you did
Eddie.
say that. Cop's gonna knock on Eddie's door.
I know. He's
What
gonna
do
be
I
like,
do?
"Hey, I need those."
I think I'm going to get a gun.
Should what?
I think I want to get a gun.
You should. I got some guys you can go to.
I think you probably should.
I've wanted to have one for a while, but now it's feeling more like I should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even that I want to, but that I should.
You probably should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know some guys that'll let you go handle their guns.
Okay.
that's a different show.
Just saying. Oh, so sorry. But we got those guys too.
Yes, we have those guys too.
It's not family friendly programming.
So-
It's not
It's
a family
really
friendly-
not.
It's not a family friendly program. If anybody who thinks it is, you're sorely mistaken.
You're in the
I'm sorry.
wrong spot.
You're in the wrong spot.
I'll
Or you,
ruin
or you
that
got a
about
weird family.
Go watch Sesame
4
Street. Oh, you got a weird family.
You might have a weird
Exactly.
family. It's
That's
family friendly program.
Or you need to have your family here and they need a bucket up.
Every time I post a friggin' episode, whether it's on Spotify, on Rumble, it asks me,
18 and over.
does it have explicit content? I have to say
Yep.
yes every time.
What do you mean by
Yeah,
explicit?
exactly.
That's very subjective.
It is.
Does
I
it
agree.
It's very,
Dirty
what is
words?
your definition?
If it's a dirty word thing, then yeah, there's some dirty words.
Yeah, there's those.
There's a lot of that going on.
I'd like to know what explicit actually means. I don't think it means
I think-
what you think it means.
I think it, yeah, exactly.
I don't
I think
think it means what you think it means.
I think it depends on what platform
You
you're
keep on
on.
using that word.
I do not think you know that
'Cause-
word. I think it means what you think it means.
Because YouTube, you say conservative, and that's
Oh, that's
Explicit.
Get rid of it.
exactly.
Ah,
Shut
go
up.
away.
People are having thoughts that we don't like.
Ah, get rid of them.
So I did see an article in the news though that they're social media is starting to dust off the old what you call it, censorship on social media now that the election's coming up.
Yeah.
They're starting to kick back that shit again.
Well,
Of course they are.
Is it a surprise?
not at all.
Anybody? No.
I mean, I just it worked last time. Why would you?
Why would you
That's
do
what's
it
so
again?
funny is it's like anytime that I hear
Think it's gonna be
people
any
talking
different?
about it not being a thing or whatever, and it's just like, really? I mean, all the things that are going on that are clearly just out of character, that are bizarre, that are like not normal sort of things, and you don't have any questions about what went on.
Right.
Like all these things. I mean, aside from the simple fact, how many new rules and new voting processes were put into place because we got COVID.
right.
Oh, good. Well, bad timing for COVID. I guess we'll have to try all these weird, fucked up ways to vote that couldn't possibly have any bad repercussions. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, cool.
Good job.
We have to. People are sick and dying. Oh, okay. Anyway,
Okay, let's do it.
we've touched on that before. That it's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very well timed. This emergency
Mhm.
virus thing. Like, oh no, people are going to die. We better do something about it.
Oh.
And what about the election? I have a
Oh.
couple ideas that might work. Like,
Oh,
let's send out
let me
ballots
dust, let me
to
dust those
everybody.
ideas. Let me dust those ideas off.
What do you mean, everybody? Oh, I don't know. Just make up names. Send them out. Who cares?
Any name you've ever had ever.
Well, we need to verify. No. People
Totally
will be
right,
honest.
totally
People will be honest. That's
Totally
we can
right.
count on that.
They'll send it back in. It'll be great. They'll sign the box. It'll be okay.
I don't just sign anything because I won't have to verify stuff, and that's just a pain in the ass. Who wants to deal with that?
Yeah,
bullshit?
what does it do with that shit?
It's a signature there. It was fine. You mean it's not the right signature? Oh, I don't know.
I told you we got 4. We had 4 freaking mail-in ballots sent to us to my house.
We had 2 sent to my
2
mom.
people that live there. Only one of them can vote. We got 4.
We had 2 sent to my mom, and she's been gone a while.
Yeah.
So
She might still want to vote. You never know.
I might just have voted for it.
That's the real funny part, though. Is like if they still leave all that in place, do you think that the right people aren't going to start cheating too?
Right.
The amount of like,
Right? You're like, oh,
well,
let me do
oddly
two.
enough, there's only 400 million people registered, and we got 675 million votes.
Good job.
400 of which were mail-in.
Right.
Suck it.
Certainly going to count half.
We
of
can
them.
print fake shit too, bitch.
Yeah.
And they came in at 3 a.m.
Oh, just in time.
off the back of a van.
Like how
Just-
that's what's funny. Though, is like I mean, they're going to have to do something new. They can't just do the same stuff
No.
because
No.
then we're going to have people on the right side that are going to be like, oh yeah,
I'm going to do that too.
We can buy. I got a printer. I got friends.
Yeah.
We can get a bicycle going around.
Go around.
Hey,
Around.
ballot harvesting's legal. I know lots of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, we're gonna vote for you. Is that cool? I don't know. Sounds like a yes to me. Move it.
Move in next.
Robert
Look,
F. Kennedy wins
Chevy-
by a landslide.
Chevy Davidson.
Right. Can you
He's
imagine?
Trump and Biden like, what the fuck is
What
going on?
happened?
They're like, Keith Davidson, where the fuck is this guy?
How the hell did I win?
Yay!
That'd be
Write
fun.
in names.
I kind of like him though.
I like him a lot. I
Yeah.
honestly, he'd
What we
be
talking about? Sorry.
my second choice. RFK.
RFK, Robert F. Kennedy.
I liked what's his name? Rajavir
Vivek,
yeah.
Vivek. I would like.
Vivek
I
or
would
whatever.
think it would be really cool if Trump wins, or even if he didn't, if RFK won. I would like Vivek to be the next president after that.
He'd be good.
Yeah, because they hate him too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
get
It's right
an
on the
8,
list.
12-year span of people that
They
an
just
established
hate.
government people can't handle, and they can just take their little retirement, go live as rich faggots for the rest
Well,
of
and
their
all
life.
of those
everywhere
fuckers are going to die within the next 10 years anyway, so we're fine.
It'd be nice. Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
they're eventually going to start dying.
Yeah, they're going to
Well,
start
one would
dying.
assume. You really don't know.
It's true.
I don't know that they can't live forever. I'm
They-
not sure
I-
what the.
I remember a couple of years ago. Remember they started the whole thing about, is that really Biden up there, or is that a clone or something?
Yeah.
Remember they were doing that shit. It's like, but you
Would
think
you be
about
shocked?
you think about AI and
No,
all that
not
shit
at all.
and the scary shit. You never.
How would you know if
never
it's him or
know.
not?
You wouldn't.
If you don't know him personally
How
and
would you
didn't know him personally, how are you going to identify him? Because
Yeah.
they can video people.
Yep.
We talked about that. They've
Yep.
got the technology to do the live feed. It doesn't even have to be him up there talking.
Right.
No.
They could have anybody up there, and the video feed would be him.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in and of itself, it's like, yeah, we'll never know if he's dead or gets replaced. You know,
No clue.
You just keep
was,
them in there.
What was that movie, Dave? the presidential movie where the actual president died.
Oh
They
yeah,
brought,
yeah.
They brought the
God, that
lookalike
was
in.
an old movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's a
I
great
remember
movie,
that.
and he
Yeah.
was a good president. And his wife fell in love with him again.
Well, and in all honesty, again, like we know, we look at some of these stunt doubles for these movies, and you're like, oh damn, that really does look like you.
With technology and
Yeah.
makeup, there's no question you could
Easy.
replace somebody easily.
Easy.
Well, look at the AOC video we played.
Yeah.
Last week, we realized it was fake, but
Yep.
it's scary.
But
And
still,
they weren't
it's
even
pretty-
trying that hard. Like
No.
honestly, if they were
No.
trying that hard,
Exactly.
you could think
You
that
can
stuff.
see that
Well,
her.
there's all the commercials that are celebrities that aren't them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why that are not liable? Why
Yep.
that's not a liable suit?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Maybe they just don't see it, so they don't sue them. But
Yeah.
like back in the day, you couldn't do a print ad with George Clooney with
Oh,
with a watch on and go, like, "This is the
no.
best watch ever."
Right,
If he
right.
didn't sign on for it, you get
Yeah.
sued.
Sue the shit out of it.
Exactly. But
Freaking
now
crazy.
there's so many outputs. How would you even know?
But between the outputs and that we've become sort of unsympathetic to people of celebrity.
Yeah.
Where it was like it used to be the case that you had to.
Yep.
They had to give you the permission to use their likeness, but like think of TMZ, their whole business
Yeah.
is exploiting
Spewing you,
celebrities
yep.
that they don't sign off on it
Nope.
and they don't give a shit. Nobody's suing them. No one feels bad for them. They're like, yeah, you're famous, suck up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind
Woohoo!
of crappy, but
You did something dumb. Have fun.
yeah, well,
Christine's right. The makeup and facial prosthetics is nuts,
Change,
especially
yeah.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you could do anything.
well, I mean, look what they did with. Did you watch the new Indiana Jones movie?
no, I haven't
So-
been bored yet.
So, they did a de-aging process on Harrison Ford, so they can do a flashback with him. It was fucking scary. Look what they did with the Billy Joel.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just saw that.
I was gonna
right?
say,
I
tell
mean,
them that
oh, yeah.
video.
Yeah,
Well,
he
that's the
saw
thing.
the
All
video.
that stuff. If you're talking about not one-on-one in person, any sort of video,
You
or film,
never.
they can absolutely make anybody look as old or as young as they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the
Crazy.
first what's Forrest Gump was how old is that freaking movie now?
Oh, it's
And they had
yeah.
dead people in the movie.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous. But that was kind of the beginning of like,
Yeah.
oh, look what we can do.
Yeah,
Look at
exactly.
us.
That yeah.
And then what we just had people striking about, like, I think you should use real actors. And like, we don't have to though. We already got you on film, so we
right.
just use that shit over and over again.
Well, and honestly, you already signed off the first one. We'll give you a quarter of what we'd pay you now, and you don't even have to come in.
It's kind of
Okay.
crazy.
So maybe you just not think about not being such an asshole, and we'll keep using you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
Then we'll
some,
actually use you and not the footage.
that's some scary shit. You ever watch this? There was an HBO series called Westworld.
Oh my God.
Oh my
couldn't-
goodness.
By the second season, it was so disturbing.
Yeah, I was
I'm
saying
like,
you're not going to be able to.
There's
handle it.
nothing they can do that's going to make this more entertaining or less just bothersome. It's such an awful view of possibility. And it's just horrific. Like I watched through the first season, I'm like, this is fucked, man. Like I realize that there's reality there and
Uh-huh.
possibility, and it's like that's terrifying. I know that's possible. It's kind of what we are. Like
Yeah.
we don't really know what the fuck we are.
Right.
That's the same thing, and it's just sort of a different take on it. But I don't want to think that deep about it. 'cause
He's like,
it's not entertaining. Like we're gonna watch this poor girl get raped and beat to death, and like all this awful stuff that happens to her. And then at some point she becomes aware of it. Like what the? Is it
Yeah.
necessary?
And it got
Yeah.
even crazier
Oh,
though,
dude.
if you continue watching.
Oh, it got
'cause-
nuts.
At the point that the black guy realized that he wasn't who he thought he
Right,
was and
right.
stuff, and then she went and got released into the populace. I'm like,
Yeah.
this can't get good. This
No.
there's nothing good can come of this.
Nope.
There's no way this ends happy or even not
remotely
She's
okay.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
and that was based on an older show.
Oh, I remember
an
the- I
older
remember the
movie.
old
Oh,
movie.
you
The old
saw
movie was
original?
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the-
freaking crazy.
The robot cowboy was
Mhm.
creepy in that one. They made him just all kinds of creepy.
Mm,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, no.
thanks.
If that's what evolution is, fine. It'll just happen. I don't need to be aware of it.
Jack's like, just let me be.
Yeah.
I'll be clueless.
That's the
I'll be
rabbit
okay.
hole you don't want to go down.
No.
Well, it's a rabbit hole that I've been down plenty of times,
Yeah.
and because I don't understand what we are or how we got here, or any of that stuff, and,
Right.
and I don't claim to have any knowledge beyond it. So all
And
of
then
that
you
stuff
just
is
think of
just
all
as
the
plausible.
possibilities.
Well, because it's all the same thing.
Mhm.
Just because those in that movie they're robots. In this life, we're humans.
Not, yeah.
Right.
We're humans, but I don't know what I was prior or
Yeah.
I'm going to be afterwards.
I'm
or
gonna be,
really
or
what
if-
the hell I am now.
Yeah.
So it's like if I just had a flash of information, like, oh, guess what? Now you know more. It's like, oh,
Yay!
fuck me.
Exactly. Jack's like, oh no, oh.
How horrible would that be?
Great.
Like, by the way, this is your show. You're the one in charge. You're creating the whole thing. Like,
Right.
What the, you know?
You're like, who left me in charge?
my favorite scene of any movie is if you ever saw Men in Black.
Yeah.
At the very end, right,
Oh.
where they zoom out on the planet
Uh-huh.
and it's the aliens. It's like
Oh, yeah.
it's like a big
Shooting
science
marbles.
experiment. You know,
Shooting marbles
Yeah.
and they're inside of one.
Mhm.
But that's
crazy.
but that's
shit
what
to think
size
about.
is. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what's so just mind numbing about just even our solar system, let
Mhm.
alone, you know, the
Talk about your
universe.
ants again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't know if you heard Elon Musk talk about human consciousness because he doesn't believe in aliens,
Mm-mm.
if you can believe that.
Mhm.
But he doesn't
Really?
really. Elon Musk does not believe in aliens, and his thing is I've never seen. There's no like evidence of it.
Yeah, well, I get that.
Lots of people say they've seen them. Lots of people say this and that, but there is no real evidence of it.
Definite
And
proof
what
that we've seen.
This is what we know is that the universe or the existence is about 13.5 billion years old. Earth is somewhere in the neighborhood of like 30 or 5 billion years old, some ridiculous number like that. And humans existed, let's say, for 30,000 years, something like that. Consciousness, as we know it, been about 5,000 years. That's nothing. It's a sneeze. It's a fart.
Exactly.
It means nothing. And is it the only example of it? Possibly. It's the only one I'm aware of, because then I think it's important.
Yeah.
I think it matters. That's what his whole getting multiplanetary is, because he thinks that human consciousness is worth preserving.
Yeah.
We should make sure it keeps going, and it won't keep going here, because this planet will go away.
Right.
At some point, it could outlive us. That's 100% guaranteed. So we have to become multiplanetary, and we have to ultimately become multi-system. We don't have the technology for it currently, but if we keep moving towards that, it'll hopefully develop.
We can, yeah.
It's just a
and you're
bananas
like, wait,
idea
what?
of like, oh, I guess that makes total sense, and it's way the hell thinking forward.
Yeah,
because he won't be alive to see any of that shit.
Oh, none.
But he doesn't care.
Kids, his grandkids, his grandkids.
That's his purpose. I'm like, talk about altruistic and freaking awesome. That's really cool.
Well, you think about, we worry about climate change so much, but the reality is what took out the dinosaurs,
the Earth
right?
will not make
the meteor, whatever, it's going to happen again.
Something to the
it's going to happen again.
Of equal degree of tragedy as far as the Earth is concerned. Well, it definitely happened.
Right. Because
everything's cyclical, and we can see some of it. So it's like, yeah, we're probably not going to outlive it.
Right.
Well, and honestly, wasn't it like this last year, the year before, where the asteroid came super close? I mean, no, not close, but super close.
Yeah, and an asteroid is a possibility.
And I'm like, okay, but any of that could happen at any time.
What is it? The ice age could happen again. They're talking about the core of the Earth switching polarities.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, that's bizarre. And what the hell can we do?
Yeah, nothing. So our tax dollars aren't going to help at all. So let us be.
Joe Rogan makes the point of like, what do you do when the power goes out? Same thing I do. Just sit there and wait for it to come back on. I don't know how that shit works.
Right. I'm not in charge of that.
My phone's not working. Well, I'm going to have to call somebody or wait for it to start working again. I don't know. Can you make a phone? I can't make a phone.
Yeah. Can you make the power to run the phone?
Smart people all just decided to leave or just all disappeared one day, we're fucked.
Right. I watched a trippy video on YouTube one time. They said, how they have all the Earth videos, but this was what would happen if the Earth stopped turning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the events that would take place. It was fucking scary.
Yeah, it is.
Holy shit.
Again, what are you going to do?
Nothing.
The amount of knowledge that we have in the small amount of time we've been around is so nothing.
Ridiculous.
But some of the comedian takes on it. My favorite is Joe Rogan, as far as his believing that the Egyptians, as we know them, just moved into the pyramids. They didn't really have anything to do with building. I'm a drawing with a dog face on it. Yeah, dogs kick ass. Hieroglyphics and stuff.
Look at this. I'm gonna do this guy eating this guy.
No, they're just stupid people who got left over. They started drawing on shit.
They were like, "You're done. Get over there."
That's hilarious.
That is funny.
Like what they're researching them now and saying they're energy generators and all this kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that they are. I don't know they aren't. I'm not allowed in them, so I can't check.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if I was allowed in them, I wouldn't be.
What am I going to do with it?
You probably wouldn't go in them. Would you?
Smarter people than me checked it out, and there's a lot
Jack
of stuff.
would be like, "Look, there's a dog."
Well, they sent that little robot up the channel and got to that door and all that stuff. And like stuff like that's just so fascinating and cool. And it's like, well, there's no answer. Fuck you. I don't want to.
I want to talk to you anyway.
That's so irritating. Let me know when the series is over and I'll binge watch it. But I hate getting
like sucked.
Yeah. Well, just the most recent lander on the moon. They sent one up, right?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So they sent another because they're going to make a moon base.
I've heard that in the past.
They're in the process.
Doing more.
They've already launched. They launched a probe and it fell over. So
probes do that.
But it had to do this whole autonomous landing thing because there's no people on it.
Yeah.
So it had to be able to survey the ground and figure out how to land properly. And apparently it didn't nail it. It landed, but I guess it fell over, and so the antennas didn't work, and so they're not getting good information.
So it's stuck there.
So they'll send another one.
Yeah.
And he'll fix the first one, hopefully.
And that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
The amount of equipment that they're sending and planning on sending up into space to prepare for becoming multiplanetary species is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
The Starship is done. Like they're gonna start sending those things on a regular basis.
That's crazy.
By the hundreds. It's fucking bizarre. And I keep thinking like this will be the first time ever that we're sending stuff out, in that great amount where it's not coming back. Because currently everything that we make and use here
comes back.
It stays.
Yeah.
Matter, you can't eliminate it. It just changes forms.
Yeah.
Right.
But matter's always here. We're gonna start eliminating matter from the planet and sending it somewhere else. It's freaking wild.
Yeah.
And you're like, is
That's
that
cool.
a good idea?
Well, I just sit there and I think like, can't we run out of shit? Is it impossible for us to run out of shit?
Probably
I feel
not.
like probably not within our lives. And who knows?
No, not within our lives. We'll still be fine.
As we go
but-
out, we'll be able to find that stuff other places and new stuff. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It is cool.
Yeah, is there going to be new elements? Is there going to be
Who
new,
knows?
you know,
I
what
just-
are we going to build on?
I just want my chip before they get into it real deep.
Elon, you got to work on this for Jack.
I was
Hurry up.
working on it. They got it. They got
He
the first
will
one
give
in.
you his consciousness. I'm not sure you want it. It's a little insane, but he'll give it to you.
They got the first one in, man. The guy who plays video games and does all kinds of stuff on a computer.
That's
He's completely
insane.
paralyzed from the neck down, but he can control.
Oh,
things
is that one that was supposed to do the brain transplant?
Well, he wasn't. He was
No.
just he was paralyzed. He'd been paralyzed for some time, but he applied when they approved for human trials, and he has one, and he can do all kinds of stuff that he couldn't do before. And he tried to explain it. He goes, "It's hard to explain because it's not like you think it is. If I try to do something, it doesn't work
Yeah.
because I just have to think about it and it works." And so like he can play games.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he stayed up one night playing video games for like 5-6 hours because he
Of course
hasn't been able
you
to do
would.
that shit for
Right,
years.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's wild. It's like it doesn't make any sense because he has this implant in his brain and he had to go through all this testing where they have this like screen
Made
that's got
draw
a
your
line.
neural link and
and
everything.
They
yeah.
wanted him to do something. Like there was one of the first big exciting parts was he made this yellow spike appear. I don't know what that meant, but it was important because
Yeah.
it gave them the ability to, I guess, like identify that particular part and then
Right.
they can assign things to it and make things work. It's
Yeah.
fucking mind numbing.
That's awesome.
Crazy how much work it takes, but this kid is like perfect candidate because he just chugs away at it for hours a day
That's crazy.
and he can do all kinds of crazy stuff that he's completely paralyzed, but he's
And there's videos on this.
there's a whole interview series with this kid.
I have to watch it.
Oh, it's
crazy.
amazing.
It's kind of fascinating.
Yeah, you look at Neuralink and all the stuff that's going on with it right now. It's fucking
That's
bizarre. And
Well,
they
think about it. I
approved
mean,
human trials.
he's
so-
a kid, so what did he do? He played video games all the time. Think about like if you guys were paralyzed from the neck down and you couldn't play guitar and
Or
you couldn't
anything.
play piano, like you would literally sit up all night playing piano if
Yeah,
they
he's,
could.
he's an interesting kid. He's like, but I keep saying kid. He's like, I think he's 27 or 30 or something
Yeah.
like that.
He's a
He's
kid.
not a kid, but he's a kid as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But either way, it's really neat because he's making this possible
That's
because you have to
awesome.
put it in people in order. to get
Yeah,
it to
there's
work
no
in
way
people.
to test it any other
'Cause
way.
In theory, it's all theory. You
Yep.
have to put it in somebody and go, what does this do? What does
Yeah.
this do?
Yeah.
That's how they've been able to do. a
And
lot
it's
of
not going to
stuff
kill
with
him.
us.
It's just going to work or it's
Well,
not
they
going to
don't.
work
They don't know necessarily that it won't or will because
Yeah.
again, we're putting foreign things into your brain.
in your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Can it accept it? Can it reject it? How the hell did they figure out They're just-
Exactly where
they're
to
just
stick it.
sticking wires in his brain
Yeah.
essentially,
Yeah.
and then he's
Where to
learning how to
stick it.
control it.
Yeah.
He's got this remote control in his brain, and he
That's
runs
insane.
shit.
That's
That's
awesome.
freaking awesome.
I really want to look into it. That's super cool.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that. That'd be kind of cool.
So when we have this next war, the automatons will be involved.
Great. That's
You mean the next war
awesome.
that's already started? Pretty much.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't know. We're not directly involved in it yet. We're still doing the whole proxy
Air
thing, which is-
bombing.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean, not cool with it. I don't think we should be involved at all. But
We'll talk about that.
yeah, let's do
We'll get your opinion on it.
I
Let's do
know.
some. Let's do some memes of the week first.
memes.
Memes.
Do some funny memes.
What did you meme?
I like this one.
Yep.
Who are
That's-
those guys? Well, now wait a second. Those are not the originals. Who are they?
That's the
I think
newest.
that's the remake, isn't
That's
it?
the-
Didn't they
Was there a
remake-
movie?
I think
movie
it was a
they did,
remake,
yeah.
I've been off the remake tip, fortunately. So
Yeah, that's
it always surprises me when I find out there's a remake of stuff that was good.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely,
know.
definitely not the original.
No.
Guys. I like this. Why are you digging up Reagan? Daddy's got what we got.
Yep.
That's sad.
Yeah.
It's true though.
McDonald's just came out with a new burger called the McBiden. When you order a McBiden, the person behind you has to pay for it.
That's kind of funny. I
Right.
want to try that.
What happens if you order a McBiden and the guy behind you orders a McBiden, the guy behind you orders a McBiden?
Pass it on.
Fourth guy in line gets fucked.
Oh.
I
He's
thought,
like, I'm not hungry. Never mind.
I thought you'd appreciate this. I told you it would happen once you let her sleep on the bed.
It's kind of true.
It's kind of true.
Who's he talking to?
Me. my dog.
It makes you wonder, right?
Oh yeah, you talking about me? Because Shivi let me sleep on the bed.
So one of our friends shared this. I thought it was funny. Having dinner after a hard day of crying about the mean orange man.
Ah!
Is that
Oh,
somebody?
that's funny. Was that a McBiden?
Yeah, right. Don't retaliate. Just wave this, right?
Yeah, that's delicate stuff.
So true. It is.
Delicate.
It is delicate stuff. Number 7 has been selected.
I like it.
Right.
Wow,
Uh,
that's hilarious.
gonna do shit for that
Did you hear about one of the jurors got
two? There's been two.
Was it as a two?
There's two now.
Two essentially that were just like total ass clowns. Like
Him and Pelosi. Pelosi's next. She'll have her glasses on. I'm not gonna.
So, I guess they found a prior arrest record or something.
he lied about his arrest record. Yeah, he lied about it.
But he got arrested for something political, wasn't it?
I don't even know what it was. It was just a simple fact that he lied about who he was and what was going on. It's like, you understand the whole thing with the jury selections. We're looking essentially for either integrity or useful idiots.
Yeah.
Which, let's keep in mind that the whole jury selection process is a balance because they each get a certain amount that they
Yep.
can deny,
Yep.
that they can write off. So it's really just a balance of weighting the jury in your favor.
Yep.
So we need morons. We need more morons who agree with us than agree with them.
Yep.
They're all trying to get morons. Both
Yeah.
sides want idiots that are
That
they
are
don't they do
easily
not want
swayed.
people who are
Nope.
completely unbiased
Yeah.
because that's just first off, it doesn't really exist in this situation anymore. To find somebody who's unaware of what's going on and doesn't have any opinions about it, then they'd have to be foreign nationals
Yeah.
who don't speak English.
Exactly.
It's like that's not going to make a good jury because
And they'll be like, I'll give you free 50, you can stay here forever. Oh, okay, I'll take a vote for you.
and again, the peers is like that's a joke.
Right.
Who's Donald Trump's peer?
Right.
Yeah,
No, nobody we know.
pretty much. Anyone who do that he knows
Yeah.
isn't really going to be his peer.
So I don't know if this is breaking news or not, but my brother texts that he has sources that say Israel just attacked Iran on their soil.
Fuck.
Probably.
That's,
Good job.
Yeah.
That's probably not good.
I'm going to say that's a no. No, definitely not good. But I mean, the only good thing is it's not over here. And I don't remember, do they have ICBMs?
Iran?
Yeah.
Probably because we gave them
to
back all that fucking money.
But
Yeah.
I don't think they've got hypersonic
I
ones
don't
yet.
I don't know if they do or not.
I think Russia's the only one with the hypersonic ICBMs. so far.
Does anybody know that answer? I'd be curious.
Yeah, I'm only curious because that's the only thing I'm worried about.
So you're going to
Yeah.
go buy a gun tomorrow, Jack?
Well, I'm not sure if the gun's going to help me with those, but
No, but if they show up here.
well, Israel's what is that thing? The Iron Curtain thing?
The Iron Dome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard somebody said something like it didn't work or some bullshit like that, and I'm like, no, it
No,
works.
it works.
Works pretty good.
It worked. I mean, we helped them shoot some rockets down, but the damage to Israel was minimal.
Yeah, well,
As
so they've had,
my
and it's funny
understanding.
because like, why do they have that? Because they're really peaceful neighbors. Constantly shoot rockets at them. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
they don't have it because they're warmongers or whatever. But again, like, what are they supposed to do if Iran attacks them? Which I understand is what happened,
Yep.
correct? Or
Yep.
are they supposed to do nothing?
Right.
I
No.
mean, like it's such bullshit. It's an untenable situation because like they have to either sit there and go like, well, don't do it again,
Yeah.
which clearly it was unprovoked in the first place.
Yeah.
So now what? Or even if it was provoked, what did they do? They called you names. They didn't attack anybody in Iran, as far as I understand it. They didn't.
Well,
they haven't
now
attacked.
they did,
but I mean,
justified. But
Prior to this, they did.
Yeah.
They haven't.
right.
Israel hasn't gone after anybody
No, Israel has sat there by themselves
for a really long time,
forever.
and continually been kind of attacked on the regular by others. And it's
Oh,
like,
they're always defending
They're
themselves
like
against
the-
missile
the-
attacks.
Crazy poor kid that gets picked on every day.
yeah, it's so weird. And I don't understand. I don't understand our support of them any more than I understand people's hate for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Like
Let
they're
'em
way
be.
the hell over there, and they seem to be doing okay. Like everybody's in the military.
Yeah.
They kind of got their shit in order.
Yeah. Well,
Like, what are
they've
we
been
doing?
bomb shot at them forever.
Yeah, and they're doing all right. Like, do we have to be involved in it? I don't think we have to be involved in it. I think they'll survive. I think they've survived a really long time so far.
Yeah.
Even with a lot of people that are against them, and those people who are against them don't seem to have enough anything to end them because,
Yeah.
like,
Or
if
they
you were
would have
good-
already.
Yeah, because clearly your hate level is more than theirs. I don't understand.
So Mike says, I heard they hit the consulate, which is technically Iranian land. Okay.
Oh well,
Okay.
yeah. It's kind of like, hey, you guys remember there's a small store that's got all their friends in it? Let's go kick their asses.
Let's do it.
Bonus.
Do it.
But isn't that in Geneva Convention terms? I think that would be considered a war crime, isn't it?
Act of war, yeah.
I mean, if you went after the consulate,
I would
Consulate.
think so.
it's
Yeah.
sort of kind of like going after a hospital
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
without the enemy being buried in the hospital.
So what's interesting, you got to love our administration because we kind of brought up the fact that remember when Biden unfroze the money
Yeah.
that was supposed to be used for infrastructure, right? We
We're rebuilding the roads.
yeah,
Fuck off.
so.
It's fine. That is me.
What are you guys doing back here? We're building roads.
But now,
Those are weird looking roads.
according to
I didn't know roads shot through the air.
news sources, Sunday, Joe Biden warned Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, I can't never say his freaking name, that the U.S. will not take part in a counteroffensive against Iran.
Good.
So,
Aren't we already over there?
but they're urging him not to strike back either. So
Yeah.
we give Iran money
Yeah.
to get weapons to bomb Israel, but then we tell Israel, don't
Don't do anything.
counterattack.
Well, because I mean, Iran, there's money there. I think we're a little in bed with those guys. They're
A little?
A little bit.
they're an OPEC nation, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Oh, well.
I mean, again, and this is another one of those things where like Trump had that radical, weird idea of like, hey, maybe we shouldn't keep buying oil from assholes. Since we have more than anybody else, why don't we just use ours?
Right.
But the birds and stuff and whatever the I don't know what the argument is against
Fracking.
well, now we gave away all of our oil, so we don't have any,
So that's where this is.
and then we're not doing it here.
It's kind of a powerful meme there, I think.
Yeah.
It's definitely telling. And I don't really know all of the things involved in geopolitical issues,
All
but I
that.
mean, just kind of from a standing back point, it's kind of like, so let me get this straight. We do all these things like buy oil from people who we consider kind of deplorable and morally corrupt.
Yeah.
bankrupt,
Terrorists, you mean?
Yeah, those
whatever,
guys.
whatever you want to call them. They've got
They're
really,
on the edge,
they've got really nice buildings and,
Yeah.
and some cool sporting events.
and they give us oil.
Yeah, and we get our oil from them. Not that we have plenty, but we'll buy it from them instead at a premium because we're morons. I don't get that relationship. I don't get the whole just us dealing with other people the way that we do. Seems that there's clearly other things going on that we the public aren't aware
Oh,
of.
clearly.
Because it's like
100%.
none of it makes any sense on its face. It
We're
just
not
doesn't.
doing anything for the Americans.
You gotta
so what are we
say-
doing?
You got to say at some point, you can't be that stupid, right?
Well,
I mean,
That's what I wonder. Like, I mean, people who rally so hard against what the things that Trump was standing for. I don't think you have to like him as a person. I think you have to listen to what he's actually saying and get that. The
And what he
point
was
here,
actually doing.
he's trying to do the opposite of what we've done for so long, in that recognizing that our country should come first in all things, in everything. We should care about our country more than
Absolutely.
anybody else. And it's like, I think that's fair. I think that makes it's reasonable.
This is where we live.
It's what the rest of the world does. They care about themselves.
Yeah.
Now, if the rest of the world was equally diligent about just taking care of themselves and handling their business, we
We'd
wouldn't
be fine.
have conflicts at all.
Nope.
Because if I'm Russia or Ukraine or freaking Iran or whatever, and I just mind my business and take care of my people within my borders,
We're good.
problem solved.
Done.
It's always when somebody steps out of those things.
Somebody wants to go somewhere else, let them buy. One less
Well,
person to worry about.
like Mike just said, it's okay for us to get oil from other people and pollute to deliver it versus us using our own.
Right.
Yep.
And again, that's one of those things that we've been sold somehow that that's an okay way to do it or makes sense to do that, or there's any reason to do that other than just pure insanity. I don't understand.
So Rob did jump on. It's actually near, I can't read that. Was that? say?
Isfahan's
Isfahan's
airport
airport.
on Iranian soil.
I don't know. It's
Isfahan's.
yeah, it's that.
So that is on
Iranian
Iranian
soil.
soil.
That's
Okay.
even worse. Well, that's terrifying and shit. But yeah, I don't
And
know.
what are we going to do now?
I don't know. I mean, and that's the thing. We shouldn't do anything, but at the same time, we should be aware, you know. And I don't know what to advise those people to do because again,
It's like when your brothers and sisters are fighting. Do you really want to get involved? No. But if somebody starts throwing punches at you, you're going to be aware that there's already a fight going on.
right. But that's the thing. It's just like I just can't understand why anybody in Iran or whatever is like, hey, you know what we ought to do?
Call
Why?
you us.
Like why? And it always comes back to some ideologic or some religious thing or some shit that I just can't like. You really over that?
Right.
Yeah.
Over some shit that nobody has any proof of. It's your belief system. We believe this, and we're so deeply ingrained in our
Yeah.
beliefs that we're absolute morons, and we'll risk it, humanity for what?
Yeah.
Because we're right. Okay, fuck you. You're right. I don't give a shit. Put up a flag. We'll give you a ribbon. You're number one. Who
Plus,
cares? Just
Mike,
stop killing people.
the U.S. has never elected a new president when we have been at war. So that's interesting.
Well, they've never removed a sitting president during wartime.
But that's what I'm saying. They've never
So,
put in a new
yeah.
one.
I don't know what that means. Also,
Sorry.
Swatting governor.
That they attacked there
Oh,
as well.
Oh, okay.
I can't pronounce half those freaking words.
Assiswande, Governorate of Southern Syria.
I'm glad you tried to pronounce that. That's good.
Asuayada.
That's
Try the
scary.
new Asuyada tacos.
Kind of scary
Taco Bell.
stuff.
It's very scary stuff.
Very serious stuff.
Again, it's terrifying. And then there's a part of me that's just kind of just scared cat, kind of just goes, what can I do?
Yeah, like
But-
what am I going to do about it?
But my question to you, Jack, is I know your stance on not getting involved, right? And
That's
I
ideal.
I somewhat agree with you, but at the same time, if you look at our country now and all the migrants that are here,
Yeah.
we have these cells in our country.
Yeah.
What's
Mhm.
stopping them from doing the same thing to us from inside out?
Nothing.
I think
Nothing.
we need to take a stand. And I go back to what I say about Trump. If Trump was still in office, like him or hate him, this shit would
None
not
of
be
this.
happening. It
Like
didn't
to think
happen
so.
during his term.
I'd like to think so. And even more so, I'd like to think that the fear of the terror cells of sleeper cells, I think that there would have been. I'd like to believe that there would have been some work done to stop that.
ISIS was virtually dead.
Well,
They were
ISIS
virtually
or-
dead when Trump was in office. Now
If
they're
there's-
rebuilt.
What think of all the people, all the immigrants that we see coming over here?
Right.
We've all seen the videos of it. Now,
Yep.
again, I don't know if any of it's real or not. I know that we don't have a bunch of African nationals here that I've seen. I haven't seen boatloads of them, or Koreans, or any Asians, or any gang affiliated or terrorist looking people. I haven't
Yeah.
seen a swell in any of that.
Right.
But apparently, it's happening all over the country.
Yes.
Now, if it is, that's terrifying. I'm not saying it's not, but again,
You
it's-
haven't seen it
I have
for
a
your
real
eyes.
hard time quantifying stuff that I'm not aware of. When
Yeah.
the first, all the people that were dying of COVID, but I didn't see anybody dying of COVID. And
Yeah.
I didn't see the overcrowded hospital, all the stuff that they're saying is happening.
Yeah.
Right.
It really sucks if I don't have somebody living in that city to verify those things for me. Just like,
Yeah.
is there a war going on overseas? I assume so.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Right.
Did
I don't
we
know
see
anybody
it?
who's
No.
active duty that's over there dealing with it. The people I know that are in the military are still doing their same normal bullshit jobs that they do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
They haven't been deployed. They haven't got any on alert shit going on.
Right.
So I don't know what real is. So we hear all this stuff and it's scary as shit. But I don't know that any of it's even true. I assume it is because we feel like we've got sort of freedom of information and this stuff. It's like of all the people that's what you see on the news and what you hear reported, how much of it do you know for a fact is actually happening?
Yeah, that's good. It's a good point.
It's
I
it's a
mean,
if point because
And
I don't know if
especially
Russia and Ukraine are killing each other.
with
I
all
assume
your-
so.
Right.
with
A lot of
all
money's
your
going
AI
somewhere.
stuff,
That's
like
what
we
I'm
were
saying.
talking about earlier, could this all be some
How hard is it
ploy?
to convince us that there's a war going on someplace that none of us ever go?
Yep. And we already know there's censorship.
How many
and
people do you have
everything
to talk
else.
to before you can find somebody who's been there and witnessed it?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure somebody does.
Oh,
I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody who's
Yeah.
witnessed any of these major horrific things that are happening
Yeah.
that's witnessed it firsthand. You have some fans that are border agents, so they've seen that
Yeah.
shit.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's
But we
terrifying.
haven't.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm
right.
not experiencing any fallout from it. No one's, squatting in my house. No one's stealing my job. I haven't seen any of it. And so I'm not,
And that's what's hard because that's 80% of Americans.
well, and the worst
so
thing
they're
is
going to sit here and go, well, is it really going on? Is it really this?
I don't want to get riled up when it's not a thing. Now, chances are if it is a thing and it just blindsides me, then there's nothing I can do about it anyway.
Yeah.
But the one thing I don't want to do is turn into an idiot and just start losing my mind over some shit that I
You don't know.
either can't do anything about or isn't actually happening.
Yep.
I don't want to be insane on either side.
Yeah.
And again, if war's going on between Israel and Iran, that is really scary as hell
Yeah.
because you got two people that I don't think either one of them is real big into backing down.
Yeah.
And I don't want us to be
No,
involved in
neither
that.
one of those are good.
I don't want to be involved in that shit.
No.
Well, Dad kind of made my point that what I was trying to bring up by saying that if you do follow history, we tried isolation from World War II and we got Pearl Harbor.
Absolutely.
That's kind of my point. At some point, when do we get involved and say we're not going to put up with this shit?
I don't
It's
know.
done.
And that's
you
the
know what I
thing.
mean?
I feel like we have technological and military advantages over most people.
Hey Trent,
So-
what's up?
The isolationist as a universal absolute is not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we just stop paying attention, we close everything up, whatever.
Yeah.
We still should absolutely have, a military presence around the globe. We absolutely should have intelligence that we have and,
Yes.
and those sorts of things. And if action's necessary, I'm totally okay with all the covert shit that we do for the most part.
Yeah.
Right.
But a lot of it is motivated, I think, with bad things.
Yeah.
I think your dad can agree to that a lot of the stuff that we do military action wise, that is under the guise of night or whatever, is sometimes badly motivated. It's just
Yeah.
financial things and not really for protecting Americans.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we get to where we are doing it the right way, which is basically stay out of other people's business unless it becomes clear that they're doing something or have intention of doing
Yeah.
something to harm us. So I don't understand. I don't know if you guys know, and maybe Dad knows, why did they attack Pearl Harbor?
What was the reason behind it?
Yeah, it wasn't random.
I think it was.
Was it just for the hell of it? They're like, hey, you know what? We're the tiniest country on the planet.
No,
we should maybe go attack the biggest country on the planet with the most money.
No, I think they knew. I think they knew a good, sizable amount of our naval ships.
They knew
were there.
everybody was going to be
and,
there.
and it could incapacitate us if they thought we were going to come into them.
But we weren't in the war.
But yeah, I don't know if they.
So
took
this
that
is what
chance,
that's
though.
what I wonder. Like I feel like there had to be a reason why they said, hey, you know
Oh,
what?
I'm
I'm sure it
These
was.
guys-
I'm sure it was.
These guys who aren't involved, we should go fuck with them.
But again, was it because they knew that there was talks going on between us? You know what I mean? Like, how do you know what you're being told?
But that's what I'm saying. Even at that point, when
It's all
when
misinformation.
information was limited and we were
Mhm.
limited to what our spies were coming back with or whatever, somebody at some point was telling Japanese people or telling somebody on the other side that like, hey, if the Americans get involved, we're fucked.
We're done.
So
Yeah.
we need to make sure that they can't do that. So,
Yeah.
So before they get involved, let's go. So somebody was already in their
Somebody
ear.
had that idea. Yeah,
Somebody's in their ear going like,
absolutely.
dude, we need to take care of these guys before they become a problem.
Yeah.
It was a bad idea. It didn't work out well for
No.
them. So, but
But it sounded good at the time.
and this is kind of where we're at again.
Yeah.
In that, what are we supposed to do? I don't know
Right.
what we're supposed to do. Who do we go attack? Do we go rein in Israel and say, hey, you're our friends and we don't want to see you get hurt or anybody else get hurt. So we're going to put our big guns behind you, but it means that you need to back up. So like, don't go attack them, but you already did. So now we're in this place where
But
you
also
threw rocks at their
then,
house.
but also then
Who do we
now
defend?
from Iran, you're on their side. So now
Well, that's what I'm
now
saying.
Iran's going to come against you.
So what
Like,
do you do? It feels like a very untenable situation to me because I don't know who you're supposed to back up,
Yeah,
or are we supposed to just put the walls up and go, hey, you guys started some
have
shit.
fun.
Sorry about that. We're not coming over there,
Yeah.
but we need to be diligent about protecting ourselves and being careful about who we're letting around
Yep.
and who we're talking to and who we're listening to. And again, I don't trust half the people that are involved in making those decisions. So
Yeah.
again, it seems very untenable to me. And I don't
We got some good.
can't do nothing.
We got some good comments up here. I want to pull up. So Mike says he has a friend in Ukraine. He told me his family is scared and worried. That's some evidence. Look at Columbia University today, pro Hamas groups.
But
There's
again,
lots of
so
morons here.
talking about that, is that even Hamas though, or is that just the stupid idiots at Columbia University?
Well, I feel like those freezing to death in the winter is a real
It's a
fear.
real
It
fear.
is a real fear. I believe that. The thing with, what's this?
My friends on the ground in Israel and Ukraine. I have been told both countries, and I can assure you
He's been
those
to
are
both
happening.
countries.
Oh yeah. The real question is, what was the motive of the war to begin with?
Yeah, no, and I agree.
We don't
that's
know.
It's a huge part of it. And I'm not saying that it's not
Japan attacked due to Tarfees against
tariffs
Tariffs.
against them,
tariffs against them, and were
debilitating
their
their
economy.
economy.
Sorry,
Okay.
there's extra letters in there. It threw me off.
So what's interesting is that would be okay. There we go. Didn't
Opposed to entering the war. Roosevelt didn't.
have a reason to get us into the war. Americans were strongly opposed to entering the war.
Yeah, but after you blow up Pearl Harbor, of
Well, of
course,
course,
they're
it's a
going to
direct
be in
attack
it.
on us. I mean,
Yeah.
should have read Roosevelt needed a reason to get us into war. That's
Oh.
what it was.
And so that's why Pearl Harbor got attacked. Interesting. So again,
Japan attacked the U.S. due to terrorism. Economy. Okay.
no, and
That's right.
so that's interesting because that would fly against what Trump does. But again,
Mike, I don't know what you're talking about.
dude, 100% pizza and hot dogs.
Pizza and hot
Okay, now I'm hungry, you son of a bitch. No, I this is the thing. Like
Sounds disgusting.
the isolationist thing and the whole tariffs against other people. It's like it's funny to think if that was really a motivation. They're like, you guys are screwing us financially. It's like, okay, well, count on somebody else then. Like, you can't sell your shit somewhere else. Is that what it is? Is it you rely on our wealth to support your economy? That seems like a bad plan, but it may be the case.
Well, if we were debilitating their economy, I can
What?
see that.
How's that even possible? Unless everything you're making everything just to send it to us.
Isn't that what Japan's doing now?
Well,
in China?
That's
Well,
what China's
that's the
doing,
thing.
but yeah.
But this is the thing. So if their economy is based on our consumerism, which in a lot of those cases
Yeah.
it is,
A lot of them are.
yes, that's what I think. That's why we let it happen. Anyway, if your economy is based on foreign countries consuming your products, them killing us because we stop supporting them is not an
Feasible.
Okay, it's not an okay thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Donald Trump kind of really shined. It's like
He
Yeah,
brought
we're
a
gonna-
lot of
there's
stuff
going to be
back.
massive tariffs on you people. Anything that you try to import on us, we're gonna charge a shit out of you if you try to sell
Yep.
stuff here. Because I want Americans to sell
Yep.
stuff, not you
Right.
guys.
and we
and then-
started doing
if
really
you-
well.
If you want to make an issue of it, know that we still have the biggest, most powerful military on the planet, and we
Right.
can rock if you want to.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. And that was the thing.
But I'd
Like,
rather just
nobody
not.
fucked with us because he was insane, and they knew he was insane. They're like, he'll attack us.
Oh no, he'll do it.
We don't want to get into a land war with these people.
Yeah.
It's like that would be a bad thing.
But it's not even that's the thing is it wouldn't even be a land war because we're not going to actually send troops there.
Well, initially we wouldn't, but I think honestly, if they decided that they were going to
Really wanted
declare
to
war on us
gun
because
up.
of an economy thing,
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why they would.
Oh, I know.
At some point, Trump would go, okay, well, look, you have a choice. You can either knock it the fuck off.
Or I can send like 8,000.
Nobody's
people over to
conquered
you.
territory in a really long time, but it's not completely
You know,
off the table. It
He's
kind
like,
of goes
I
against some of
like
the
China.
agreements we've made as far as like Geneva Convention and the rules of war and stuff like that. But then there's got to be, there's got to be some rules to it. And
Yeah.
if China's not playing by rules, which I think they're not in many cases, then we can go, yeah, well, they're not playing by the rules and they're not part of our team anyway. So we can go ahead and
Thank you, bye.
get rid of them.
Yeah.
That's how the Japan thing happened. Everybody knows that's how the Japan thing happened.
Yeah.
They got unalived because they went, hey, we're not going to give up. We went, well, yeah, you are.
Kind of.
You kind of need to.
And Trent
Good things.
Trent saying that Japan attacked Pearl Harbor because the U.S. cut off oil to them.
Could be.
Like shipping routes and stuff like that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
And that's why they want to get rid of our Navy.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Again, not being there makes it really easy probably to make those mistakes.
I
again.
I know we learned about it in high school, but I don't remember the history.
I know that we didn't learn
honestly.
really anything about it other than like there was Axis, there was Allies. Those guys are evil and we are good. And-
It's kind of the same thing today, though, if you think about it. And that's
100%.
that's my point. Why I think at some point we have to step in, because if we let our enemies take over, eventually the war is going to come to us.
Well, who are our enemies?
Well, definitely China.
Right.
I would say for sure. North Korea. I would even say Russia to a degree.
But none of them are
You know,
involved with
I mean-
us.
And what I don't know is how much of that is us making them enemies and how much of that is them just being evil empires.
Well, I can tell you,
Yeah.
China and North
I feel
Korea.
like, I feel
100%.
very strongly
Yeah.
that the way that China and North Korea run their countries, from everything that I'm aware of, and I'm not aware of a whole lot, but what I am aware of, it seems like, that seems like the wrong way to do things. But like China's economy got huge here recently, and I think that part of it was, I think the way
Temu?
they loosened up their stuff,
Sorry.
their ability to trade and whatever. I assume that's how they got a lot of, because they got
Well,
a lot of rich
we
people over there
also, since Biden's been in office, we opened up all the shipping and we're not making anything here again. So
Right.
we're buying everything everywhere else.
I see a lot of patterns, Rob, to when you ask that question regarding wars. I mean,
Go to the next one.
there's a lot of patterns.
What has to do with it?
yeah, and it's
all around
because of
oil.
oil.
And this is what's so absolutely mind numbing to me is that why? It's not necessary.
We have oil
We
here.
have plenty of oil.
All right.
We have plenty of oil, and we've got plenty of technology to start weaning us off oil, so we don't need it as badly. I'm not one of these idiots who thinks that we're going to eliminate oil. It's just that's just stupid.
You're
And-
never
and
going
again,
to.
It's not really an achievable thing. Certainly not in our lifetime. So
But
why
you
are we
can make
fucking-
it better to where you're not using as much.
Well, that's the thing. We were already doing that. I mean, the electric car thing, we can talk about the cobalt and all that bullshit, but here's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's another technology that gives us another way to do things that doesn't have to eliminate oil. It can be on top of it and
Exactly.
including, and just another way to stop doing business with horrible countries.
Exactly.
You guys
Stop
are-
dealing with these people.
The audience is on fire tonight. I love it.
I know,
It's
you
great.
riled them all
You guys
up.
are awesome.
Look at Rob's
That's
money.
what, but that's what we're supposed to do.
Money!
We're supposed to have conversations about this shit, and more people who are aware of the fact that like there's some dumb shit going on. There's some just
And
stupid
nobody's
things.
asking questions.
Yeah, why don't we know? How come I don't know better what the problem is with Iran and Israel? I've known that there's problems in the newsfeed, problems in the Middle East. That's been something since
Awesome.
I was a child.
And
That's been going
then
on.
what?
Whatever you people are in the Middle East, I don't know what the issue is, but what the fuck?
Like
Can
all
we
y'all
stop?
doing is fighting all the time.
Ever? Why they hate us? They hate each other. They hate their neighbors. It's like this constant bullshit in the Middle East. Why? Well, it's where the oil's at, but it's not.
Well, and they always blame it on they always say it's a religious war, right? That's
And
what
maybe
you
it-
always hear. It's a
Maybe it is. Maybe it
religious war.
isn't. I don't know. I don't care.
I tend to agree with the money aspect.
Yeah.
Money's
Well,
a
there's definitely
motivator for
money.
war, right?
Money's
Money's
a
a
motivator,
motivator for everything.
But how you get idiots to fight your war for money is through religious insanity.
yeah.
Because
True.
That's-
suicide bombers aren't really financially motivated.
Nope. They don't care about no money.
The only thing that they're interested in is like, I got to move on to the next level. It's fucking stupid. It's clear.
I have 8 wives now. I get 23 next. Okay, let's
It's
go.
clearly by design. They get idiots to say drilling is bad for the earth, so we don't do it. But if someone else does, it's not bad for the earth, even though we are wasting fuel to deliver it.
Even though we're all still on the same earth.
Well, and again, but he's got the point that any dumbass who won't let us do it here for environmental reasons, but will ship it here from another country that's clearly going to have a bigger environmental impact. But
See,
nobody talks about
Yeah.
that.
And Dad says again, Japan went to war to gain natural resources they did not have in Japan. Specifically,
Oil.
Fair enough.
So same thing. But
They couldn't get it from somebody else. With the people across the friggin' pond there, China wouldn't sell them any.
Well, the thing is, we're just as stupid though, if you think about it, because we're sitting here paying $5 a gallon for gas,
Yeah.
and nobody fucking says anything. It's like
Oh, totally cool.
it's
Well,
just normal.
even
It's just
saying-
another price.
Whether it's saying anything, but it's not saying anything. It's doing something. So what
what can we do, though?
the only thing that we can do
You're at their
is
mercy.
try to affect our political system,
Right.
try to affect the people
Right.
who make those decisions. And that requires changes, because what's currently happening, what's been happening for many, many years, seems like a same old song. Things don't get fixed and things don't get changed. Why do we still do business with OPEC nations? I mean, granted, OPEC still trades in dollars, and that's, thank goodness, we're grateful for that. But at the same time, it's like, what if we didn't depend on that? How
Yeah.
about that? How about we
Right.
don't need to deal with these mothers, and then it won't matter if they trade in dollars or corn nuts or whatever the hell they decide. Who gives a
Goat's
shit?
heads.
Because
I don't
we're
care.
out of the game. We don't need to deal with you at all because you're insane people. But we don't do that.
Parts of Iraq and Syria were just hit as well.
By
So
Israel?
it's on, man. It's
Oh, yeah,
it's
they're
on
done.
over there.
What
That's
the
interesting.
fuck?
I don't think Israel's a force to mess with. I really don't.
Well,
I
that's the
mean,
thing. Like,
They
keep in
literally
mind,
they have an iron shell.
but
like,
even that,
hello.
I mean, they're kind of ruthless. in their
Well,
own way, I
weren't you?
think.
So go to your.
there's
story.
nobody in their society that hasn't been in the military.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
exactly.
required.
So
Yeah.
go to your story.
They're
We're
kinda
picking on the little
badasses.
kid. We've been picking on the little kid forever.
Right.
Didn't you tell the story last time that you just lost your shit that one day?
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
lost their shit.
Yeah.
They're
And
done.
that's-
They're over
it's
it.
inevitable
Fucking
at some
done.
point when
They're
everybody's
like, I'm
just
sick
going
of
like,
y'all fucking with me. Fuck all y'all.
you kept poking the bear. They've had our support for a really long time.
And everybody's poking the bear. So he's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Yeah, 100%. People staying in Congress till 90. And again, they're just getting the job because it's easier. for
Rich
people
and
to
corn
just-
nuts. Then
I
Mike, you got us.
Fuck.
You be
We're
paying
fucked.
for oil and corn nuts.
I got corn nuts for days, bitches. Yeah,
What was he eating? Dark chocolate chips and cocoa chips and something else he was eating. I was like, what the hell?
I'm getting really hungry talking about
I
this.
know
Sorry.
you're talking about food.
No, I
Mhm.
Right.
that's
No.
that's the thing. Like,
No.
yeah, they are kind of the little wimpy kid that's always just kind of been calm, been like, hey guys, just leave us the fuck alone. Can we
Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
God, those guys are doing it again. Well,
Chad.
let's build a system to protect from that. Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, we'll
We'll
just
put
do
all
it.
this money invested into a system that protects from the assholes next door that won't stop throwing rocks at the windows.
Yeah,
You
literally.
know what I mean?
Like,
Now we've got all this bulletproof glass and all this stuff because the assholes next door won't stop throwing rocks. Okay, well they drove through that. And now they came
okay,
into
now
the
put
house,
spikes
started
up.
breaking shit. It's like, what the
Now
fuck?
put
That's
spikes
amazing.
up. Okay, now do this. Like,
Let's go over their yard and we'll just let's burn their yard. Okay. Did they get it? No, they're still being dicks. Well, great. You know?
now they're fucking done. Like,
Both sides will play that to maneuver their agenda right, left, or
Absolutely.
100%.
100%.
And that's
Well,
that's
and
what I hate.
That's what's gonna make it. That's what's.
Mike, it is cool.
Oh God,
Cocoa dip
Dip
corn.
corn.
That sounded pretty exotic. But what's cool,
it's
Well-
fancy shit right there.
I want to see more people just become aware of like how do we structure our government so that we can have RFK, Donald Trump, and Vivek all involved to a degree that we can start really making changes. Like Vivek's whole thing of just 80% just across the board gone,
Done.
arbitrarily just fucking gone.
Yeah.
Because so much of it is useless. It's pissing money in the toilet. It's not doing anything
What?
positive for anybody.
90% of
Do away with
everything
all of
we
it.
voted in is this much actual help and 99%
Well,
bullshit.
I mean, let's be real. Let's be real right now.
We're gonna be
Okay.
real just now,
Yeah, right now we'll be real about something.
not ever again.
You said a great thing. We have the only change we can make is in our political system, right?
Yeah.
That's how we enforce change.
It
But
affects
but
everything.
a perfect example was a question that you asked that I didn't have an answer to, and I think that's the disease of America is that we don't know our history and we don't do our research.
'Cause people are
not
busy with shit.
I get that, and I'm guilty of it. You know, I work
Absolutely.
many hours a week.
Right.
I don't do the research I should do. I don't remember shit I learned in high school because I haven't. It's
Did
gone.
we even
It's
learn
gone
that in
30
high
years
school?
ago.
I didn't learn any of that
But-
stuff in high school. Like, we never dug into anything.
But again, we did. See, I learned about all this shit, and as people talk about it, it comes back. Okay, I remember talking about that or reading about that. But the thing is, we don't do our research anymore. We don't.
No.
We don't bring the knowledge for ourselves. We're spoon fed by social media or the media what
So-
they want us to believe. And that's why we don't change anything.
What's cool, and whatever, toot my own horn, whatever you say, this is what we can do.
Yes.
And having the conversation and sharing this with other people and linking this to other, because we all have social media. How many of the people that are listening in this conversation right now share this with their friends? Put it on, just post it on your page. Like,
right.
You need to listen to this. You need to listen to, yeah, they're just morons that are what we're regular people that have the same concerns that everybody has, that are talking about things that are serious as fuck.
That could
These are
truly
serious.
change our lives.
Right. But it is because of a lack of information or understanding of the way that the government's set up, that the same people get elected. We've got people
all
that
the time.
way
And how do
beyond
we even
senior
change
citizen.
it? I don't ever vote on any
They
of that
die in
stuff.
office.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How many just
Can I get a really cake job and then just fucking die?
Well, this is the thing.
Like, how do you get on that?
Intelligent, decent people want nothing to do with being involved in government because they're aware that it's useless.
It's such a
So-
show.
What's the change that has to happen? I don't know, other than we need more radical people that are willing to completely change the way things work. And the only people that I'm publicly aware of that have any interest in that is Donald Trump, Robert F. Kennedy, and Vivek Ramaswamy. They're the only people that I've heard say things that I actually believe they mean.
Yes.
And we saw Donald Trump do it. We
Yeah.
saw him go, no, that's stupid. We're not doing that anymore.
yeah.
Talking to the Germans about the energy stuff, going like, that seems dumb.
Yeah.
What
That
you're doing
doesn't
seems
sound
fucking
like a
dumb.
good idea.
It feels like it's going to bite you in the ass. And he was right. Still doesn't get credit for that kind of stuff because they're
No.
busy talking about him as a criminal and a rapist and all this other ridiculous horseshit that people buy.
Hey, I admitted it, Trent. I admitted that I
That's-
don't do the
That's the
research.
thing.
But
No.
But that's the thing. We are morons.
But again-
But we're the people
100%.
who are most affected by the bullshit that goes on up there. And all of us as morons and regular people should talk to the other morons and regular people who have shit to do, who need to understand that we have a lot more power in this when it comes right down to it. And we have to get over this ridiculous, just being spoon-fed moron bits and pieces. Like, how dumb do you have to be to look at the state of things and think that, yeah,
This
I
is
think
great. We're doing
everyone who's
good.
been in government for 40, 50 years, our current president especially, has been involved in government for decades and hasn't done dick.
right.
Literally
Anything.
like 65
Why
years
in the
or
hell would he
something.
be an effective president? How could he possibly be an effective president if things need to change? Now, if you don't think things need to change, and I think that's where most people are, because it hasn't come here yet, because there aren't missiles raining down on us. There
Right.
aren't
And they
bombs.
are busy
So
and
if
they
you
have
believe
stuff
for
to
a
do
second-
and they don't see anything.
If you believe for a second that Ukraine is in danger and having things happen, or that Iran or Israel or any of those things are happening in foreign lands, if you believe that stuff's going on, or you know that stuff's going on, you should understand that eventually it'll come here.
Right.
We are so coddled and safe.
And what
because
is
we've-
stopping us? What is stopping
People
them?
are scared
Truly.
of them. Nothing
Like
really.
nowadays, when Trump was in office, absolutely everybody was scared because that fucker's gonna
Well, and
like
it
he's
kept-
crazy.
That kept the political
But
climate so that we
look
weren't
at it.
hearing about it.
Look at it now.
Well, yeah, and things are
we
happening.
scary? Look at the schmuck that's in charge of us. You think he's gonna do anything?
The things that are happening currently outside of our land
We upset a dog. I'm sorry.
are scary.
Or-
But again, they haven't come here yet.
You're right. We're coddled.
It's really
We're
easy for
coddled.
us to just go like, man, those guys are dumbasses. They
Yeah.
shouldn't, we
But
push for
again,
Palestine.
so there's a
bullshit.
lot of there's a lot of people that I've talked to recently, especially that have no social media, that
Yeah.
don't have cable,
because they're tired of it.
that don't have any of this stuff. So where are you even hearing about it?
That's the
How do you
thing.
even know? You're going on your way. You have your group of friends that either don't have social media and don't have cable and don't have all this stuff, and they just go to work and they go fishing and they go hunting and they do what they do. You're gonna have no idea.
Right. But it makes us it's funny.
I agree, Trent. We've
It's
said that
real.
many times on the show. We've talked about that.
So which one is it?
That the
World
the
Organization.
World Organization is in
WHO.
control. No, not the WHO. The World Economic
Not World
Forum.
Health.
Oh,
Yeah.
the WEC.
Yeah.
WEF.
But to that point,
That's a financial component.
that was my point. That I
But
was
they don't
making
want
before,
they don't
though.
want the globe to be to be blown up either.
No, they
No.
don't. But my point
But
before was
there's always a gain in it.
Well, there is currently, but again, this is what kills me at the point where we're at. Well, like nuclear weapons are at a level that they never have been before.
right.
Everybody's got one.
And so you're talking about global annihilation, essentially. If it pops off for real,
As soon as one goes off, everybody's sticking theirs off.
well, they have to. But there's the thing. I don't know that that's the case because there has to be some people somewhere in the world that no mother.
Oh, great. Rob, you're
Hezbollah
really
was
not
fired
helping the
back with
show at all.
drones. For those who don't know, Hezbollah is a proxy terrorist group for Iran, right?
Awesome. Now they got friends.
Well, so
That's great.
let me make my point before I lose it. My point builds on what you said, that we are morons in the sense that when you do have somebody like Trump who could potentially change things, the media that we're exposed to and everybody gets their information from has to demonize him to the point where everybody now thinks he's evil and you got to get rid of him. And this is what's happening. We're not taking the knowledge for ourselves. We're not saying, fuck the media. They're wrong.
Yeah.
Right. This guy
look into
tried to do
myself.
some good shit for our country.
The View is still on the air. That's all you need to know.
Exactly. 100%. 100%.
Can you
It's
talk
still
to
a
your
show.
boy Elon and
That-
have him fucking buy them?
That's a great point. That's a great point.
And it's been on the air for a long time, and it's never been
never
been populated with
time.
really thoughtful, insightful, intelligent human beings. It's always with just the biggest, just yappity gacking morons, and it makes me ill. But again, the only answers that I have is that they're more of what we're doing and talking about it, and let's see what we can do.
And not censoring us for talking about it.
Well, yeah, and there
That's
you go.
the big thing.
The censoring thing is YouTube is still in the big part. Rumble
That's
seems
coming
to be
back
staying
around
true.
again.
But it just has to be talked about. We just have to talk about it and tell as many people as you can. Like, hey, there's these 3 idiots that sit around and talk about some dumb shit, but they brought up some points that I'm
But they
curious
asked some
about
stuff.
too.
We should talk about it too.
Yeah, like how can we keep having the same morons working in office?
And we're not, the three of us we're not stupid people. It's just like you said, we don't have the time.
No.
I always say in prep for the show, I want to research stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't have the fucking
Work
time.
happens.
I'm
life
working
happens.
damn near up to the show typically.
Well, that's
so
the thing.
for me to find content to
Yeah.
even talk
You're
about on the
working up
show.
until you drive
It's-
here.
I drove here
Right.
from a job
Exactly.
site that I'm going to drive back to when we get done.
I'm like,
'cause
is the trailer in the?
I got to get the rest of my tools back out of there. But like, that's the thing.
Well,
But to
thank you
your
for being on
point-
time, Jack.
But
Because this is important.
to your point, some of the best education we had throughout our lives, if you think back, were groups of people sitting around talking about shit.
You learn shit
Right?
from people who
Yeah.
knew or who
Well,
thought.
and
100%.
all through school, class was great. Textbooks are great. Whatever is great. Gave us the information. Do I remember any of that stuff I learned in class? No, not really. I remember all the study groups that we had where we talked about it and it really made sense to us and we related it to ourselves. That's how I remember most of my stuff. The situations,
Yeah.
not necessarily the information.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to do. We have to open those conversations up, sit around a coffee table. Your dinner.
No pun intended.
Name.
Look at that.
Your dinner table, the pool deck, your fire pit. I don't care. Have these conversations with your friends.
Well, they've always said that you shouldn't discuss politics. It's like maybe
You should.
Maybe we should.
Because- Well, that's always been a trope.
Yeah.
Politics,
No
religion,
politics, no religion.
and it's like
But-
because both of those things are really important.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
and
but
it's,
to the
it's a
point
lot
of
of
not-
trigger points for people
And
too,
not
though.
being
That's-
disrespectful
that's the thing.
about
That's
it.
the thing is they tell you don't talk about it because it
Yeah.
can upset people. It's like but it matters.
It does.
And if you don't talk about it, then it's a lot easier to get kind of jerked around.
Yeah.
Oh.
But again, if you're respectful about it,
You can be respectful or not. Just have a conversation that makes sense. Be able to defend your points. Be able to defend your views on things. And that's I think and then fucked up. Things then fucked up. We need to get rid of the dominant parties. Time for see, and that's I
a
agree.
refresh for
What's
sure.
what's crazy though is how do we do that?
How do we
I don't
do
know how
that
to-
as the normal people?
I hate no, I'm not
Heads in
talking
the
about
sand
I'm not
regarding
talking about
global
sticking your
conflict. No.
heads in the sand. I'm talking about sticking your dick in everybody else's business is what we currently do. So I'm okay with us being aware, but at the same time, not being the first one over there like, hey, fuck you. You know what I mean? That's I'm not a head in the
Yeah.
sand person. I think we need to keep our information network. So we need to keep our a lot of the things that we have. But
We're
Love
way
needs
past that
revamping.
point though. How do we get there now, Jack?
I don't know. I really
because
don't know.
we've had our hands in everybody's pot. Oh, we've got you because it's all this wink, nudge, nudge stuff. Oh, I got
Are
you.
you talking about
give me-
NATO?
Huh?
Are you talking about NATO?
Talking
NATO's part
about
of it.
everybody.
NATO's part of it.
But we've been,
these are
yeah,
systems,
we've been
there's a lot
so
of
wink,
systems.
wink, nudge, nudge. Like I got you, I got your back. Wink, wink. Here's some money. Oh, and then the people they're fighting, I got your back. Here's some money.
Well, think of
Why are we even in it? Why are we giving anybody money? Like
Think
we
on the
need to
level
take care of our
of-
own shit.
all of our military, all the people that are our military servicemen, women, theys.
People's.
They're how many of them are there because there's a GI Bill? How many of them are there because they're patriotic and want to defend the country? And how
Yep.
many of them are there because they just couldn't handle normal society? So there is varied reasons why people are serving in the military.
I think it's changed
How
through
many-
the years, though.
It very much has. But how many of those people do you think shouldn't be in the military? Any?
Well, we have some girls
know.
thinking they're boys in the military, and
And
boys
I'm not
thinking
sure
they're
that they
girls in
shouldn't
the
be allowed to serve
military.
either, because I'm not going to do it. I'm sure as hell not going to do it. And what is it that they do? They are the action
Yeah.
behind who? Currently, they're behind our government.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So a lot of nasty things get done by good men and women and whatever,
That aren't making those decisions.
and don't necessarily have the ability or the desire to be making the decisions. They're about the action.
right.
And a lot of them, I don't think they're misguided. I think they're good people. They're better than me.
Oh,
They got
especially.
much bigger balls than I am, but they become the action arm of people who have bad intentions.
Yep.
And
And
that's a tough thing too. So like
that's
coming
that's
around to
thing
the idea of
that
World War
sucks.
III or whatever, at some point you're going to be asked a question as a service person
Mm-hmm.
that like, we need you to go kill these people. Well, hold the fuck on.
Do you even
At
get
what
asked though? You're just told.
Well, this is the
you're
thing.
going to
That's
be
what
here.
I'm
You're going to
saying.
do
This
this.
was, there have been historically, there have been lots of people who've gone against what they were told to do because they felt that it was wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a ballsy, big time. Like to me, that's
Yeah.
you're a badass. If you have enough balls to say, no, fuck you, I'm not doing that.
Well, we watched
You know that's
watched
your
that with
career,
how
that's
many
your life.
healthcare people during COVID.
Yeah.
So many people walked away, changed their lives, changed their careers.
And the reason they were able to do that, even though it was difficult for them, the ones who were able to do that, they were able to do that because the consequences of doing so was just their career.
yeah.
If you're
It's
a
not
military
their
person,
life.
if you're a military person and
Yep.
you lay down arms and say, I'm not doing that,
It's your life.
right or wrong, it's a huge deal.
Yep.
And I don't what's that
Yeah.
say? Yeah.
And say, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, yep.
But I also bring up the point, kind of what you said. I think back in the days when our parents enlisted in
Signed
the
up.
military, it was more patriotic than it
Yes.
was anything.
Yeah. I
You
think
want
it
to
was much
serve
more
your
motivated
country.
by
You
that.
want to do something
Yeah.
good.
I think after 9/11, it was 100%.
Yep.
There was a
patriotic.
huge influx
That
of
was a
9/11.
huge influx.
And then we
Um,
had the like 01.
There's a lot of people that are there for the GI Bill.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like, I
and
wanna
then
get
you
a
get
house, I
all
wanna
the
get college.
housing and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I think that's what you're seeing a lot more now. Like 01, 02, 03, even to 08. Like you had a lot of people signing up because of that patriotic.
I can agree with this.
Yeah, I agree with that trend.
Yeah. The hate thing is so
Hey,
tough.
Joey.
Oh, Joey, you need to call me. I got to talk to you about some stuff. I need to call you. I'll call you.
You just made it to Arizona. Welcome back to Arizona. It's hot.
Oh, you're in Arizona.
They're
We need-
here. Michelle's getting hitched, right?
I'll call you tomorrow. Anyway,
Call you tomorrow. Let him sleep.
I need some recordings.
I think he's
Anyway.
getting. I think he's getting hit. I think Michelle's getting hitched this next
Oh,
week,
is she?
right?
I didn't see that on Facebook.
Weekend. I don't know.
I don't
Something
pay
like that.
attention.
She's
to
in
that.
the
I've
countdown
been meaning
phase.
to call him for like a week because I want to see what recordings he still has.
You're doing a terrible job. Good job.
Like I just never know. I don't know what the schedule is, and I don't want to bug him and all that stuff. So anyway,
He's retired.
I know.
He
but
has a great life. He gets to hang out with his grandbabies.
But see, I don't want to say, hey, dude, I need to get some copies of these things, and then he starts breaking out, his recording equipment and stuff. And next thing you know, he's screwed because he's got a music studio.
Oh, I know. That's true.
Middle of,
That's
middle of the
true.
highway,
You know Joey. He's
I do
gonna
know Joey.
totally pull everything out.
right? And that's
Lisa's gonna want to murder him because he's yanking
Well,
stuff out
or
of
murder
yeah,
me for
oh
bringing
my
it up.
God.
it up.
like,
Exactly.
hey, by the way, he's like, thank you, asshole.
She's gonna be like, thanks. The whole room is just full of music crap now. Thanks. Good job.
My hope is that somewhere he's just got a thumb drive with all a bunch of stuff. that's
Plug
already
it in
been
and send it
mixed
to
down
me.
and burned off, and I can just give that
No.
to him. And no, I'm having memory. Like I'm pretty sure he has that. I'm sure he has a bunch of it already done. And the song that I want in particular, I'm hoping he's got a copy of it. But anyway,
No, but it'll bust everything out for you.
That's funny.
lady down on love. So anyway,
Just putting it out there.
Did that with Hitler would bring control most of Europe and Africa spread. And that goes back to
No.
the point. We can't just keep our head in the sand.
No.
We really can't. But
well, I get that terminology, but I don't. That's not what I mean. I don't really mean being in isolation.
You want to be
Right.
aware of everything.
This is,
But why are we giving money to you because you're in a war with somebody else?
But
Why
I
are we
want-
giving you this? Why are we giving you that?
How do we? I just don't know how to get other people to use their fucking brains. And I mean, when I say
You're
other
not
people, I don't
going
even
to.
mean people here. I know, and it sucks. So like, then you get to that point of like, well, we should just kill all those people.
But that's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people, but that's what I mean. Like,
I mean, I'm all for thinning the herd,
But
but,
this
like
is-
that's
this-
a lot of people.
This is the Muslim business plan.
Yeah.
We got to kill everybody who disagrees with us, and then we
Sure.
have peace on earth.
Right.
But they're
But
not wrong.
wasn't that Hitler's?
They're not wrong.
Wasn't
they're
that
not.
Hitler's plan?
They're not wrong. No, Hitler's plan was a little different. His he wasn't really looking
His
for peace on
morphed.
earth.
His morphed. It
I don't
didn't
think he was
originally
looking for
start
peace
that
on
way.
I think he was looking for more, people he wanted to fuck. So, or whatever, whatever his kink was. There was some weird kink involved in that. It had nothing to do with
Not even gonna ask about that.
the religious part of it. If we all agree on the same God or chicken or whatever,
He has it
Joey
somewhere.
has- he has it
Good.
all
So you don't
somewhere.
have to pull. You don't have to
Yes.
pull everything out. Thank you, brother.
I like trans comment music. We've been much happier just talking about music, huh, than going to war.
that'd be great. Except,
Hey,
but hey,
Speaking of music,
Yeah.
somebody got their piano tuned this week.
I did.
is that a euphemism for?
No,
No, okay.
Wow.
bonus. No, I literally had my
that
piano
wouldn't
tuned.
have cost $150,
I
but
can't possibly.
That's
Is
funny
it
as
cheaper
shit.
than that? Anyway,
to get a hooker, God, I hope so. What kind of hookers are
oh,
you
hooker. I
getting?
thought we were talking about a blowjob.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey, wow.
Wow, I can be charging $150.
From
I
that
didn't know
guy.
that was an option.
This just went off the rail quick, didn't it? We're talking about blowing people up to
blowing people.
to blowing people.
To blow
Or
people.
tuning
I was trying to talk about a
Tuning their
piano.
piano. Yeah. Well, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, I bought a piano
your Sorry.
like a
Go
year
ahead.
ago because he always wanted a piano. So I bought him a piano, and it was awful because it's been moved like 3 times.
So
So it was
attitude.
terrible.
So what you get
So-
with a pianist?
He never played it. I'm not the pianist, but thanks.
I know.
So we had somebody come out and finally tune it, and it actually sounds really good. Just keep it together, Jack. Keep it together.
So peace on earth.
He was a very nice guy who tuned his piano.
Hey, don't be talking about that shit. Jack was just saying that about Hitler.
I understand
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I mean, Hitler might
Who
have had
wants a
his
piano tune?
piano tune
I am a tuning
with this
forks.
little mustache. So put tune your piano.
Good
Okay.
God. Okay, so the,
Where
where
the-
the hell
what the
are
hell
we?
were
The
we
point.
talking
The
about?
point is, conversation is important and necessary, and I don't. As long as we allow people to live, yeah, religion and freedom.
Play more music. I mean, there was a lot of music
So
played.
right, Trent.
Hey,
That's
the,
funny.
The religion and the freedom of it is a big
Right.
deal.
Yep.
But there again, when you allow freedom of religion, you allow freedom of shitty religions too. And
Which is fine. Keep it to yourself.
it is and it isn't.
What you
because-
believe in, I
Yeah.
don't care. What I believe in, I don't care. As long
Well,
as it doesn't affect each
and
other,
that's the key.
do whatever you want.
That's the key. If the goal of your religion is we need peace on earth, how are we going to attain that? We're going to murder everybody else who doesn't agree with us. That's what are you supposed to do? Well, just freedom. They're allowed their freedom. No, did you hear what their plan was?
Yeah.
We're not one of them. They're going to kill everybody
We're
else.
not in the
Well, so
plan.
what are you supposed to do? If you're decent, do you just go murder all of them first? Or do you just let them kill you? That's what Israel is. They're in
Yeah.
that position of like, we
Yeah.
either have to let them kill us or kill
we
them
have to
first.
kill
Kill them
them.
first.
Yep.
So guess what? Both of those suck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, neither one of those are good plans.
somebody in the game has to go, hey, what if the major tenets of our religion didn't involve
Like killing everybody.
anybody? Killing anybody. I'm just really weird. What if it wasn't something that we were okay with? No matter what they are, who they are, what they do, as long as their goal in life isn't to kill other people,
We're good.
we shouldn't kill them. I know it's weird. And it is weird because there's so many people that believe that if you're this or this or this, that you should die.
Yep.
Well,
That's
I mean,
insane.
Look at the
There's a
Bible.
lot of religions.
Fuck the-
Go back to old religion.
Yeah,
I mean, we
but-
killed in the name of religion
Well, did we?
constantly.
Did we?
We did.
Okay,
Read the
but
Bible. I mean,
read the Bible. Does it tell you to do that?
It doesn't tell
doesn't tell you
no.
to do that.
But
No.
you go Old
But-
Testament.
but that's
and
what
it did
happened.
You go Old
That's what
happen.
Testament.
happened
There were a
in
lot of people
It
that
did
were
happen.
punished for their things.
Yes.
None of it, as far as I know, and I could be wrong, none of it instructs human beings
No,
to kill
to
other
kill
human
each other.
beings.
No.
But historically speaking, that's
We've-
what happened.
We
Yes,
have.
yeah,
A
exactly.
lot of people have done
Exactly.
awful things in the name
But
of religion.
there's no like if
Nothing
they don't
in the
agree
Bible,
with
to my
you,
knowledge,
you need to
says-
kill them.
It doesn't say go
You're
to-
supposed to kill people who
No.
do this, this, and this. The
Or-
people who
or
worship
even
false idols
don't
and all
agree
that
with you,
stuff.
anything. Nope.
He didn't say, "Hey, go down there and kick those motherfuckers." He didn't.
Nope.
That wasn't part of it.
Nope.
There is consequences for the decisions we made. Supposedly, in the Bible puts that out there to some degree. But as far as I know, and I could be wrong, it doesn't instruct
Nope.
any human being to kill another
No.
human being
No, it
in
doesn't.
any circumstances
No.
ever.
Nope.
I could be wrong.
My point of reading the Bible was historically we've done shitty things in the name of
But
religion.
again, we did that. That
right.
wasn't you need
No,
to kill them because they don't agree with you, which is what Israel's.
I'm having a weird memory, and I can't remember who told this to me. Might have been somebody who I shouldn't mention because I don't want to throw her into the conversation. She don't want to be in it. You know who you are. Someone had said something to the effect of the Muslim situation was a result of people at the time not following the instruction of God to eliminate them. Now, I've never heard of that before, but there's somebody who made that claim
I don't know.
that it was part of biblical scripture at some point that Muslim, that the whole guy
Right.
was supposed to be eliminated because of the danger he posed, and it didn't happen, and so that we're left.
So
with what
now
we're
we're
with.
left with the.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now again, who knows? And I can't.
and again, we know that
We
because
don't know that.
the reason why we have all these problems is because Eve gave Adam an apple. Do we really know? I don't know.
That seems metaphorical,
it's
but,
all-
but the guy who wrote the other book was a person.
Yep.
You know that. for sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
He's authored it, and he was a little nuts.
All of them. But this thing, all of them were people.
It's all interpretation.
The whole
right?
Bible
The whole
was
thing's
interpreted.
interpretation.
My
And then
favorite.
how many
favorite joke.
languages has it been skewed through? Transcribed through.
My favorite joke ever is well, one of my favorite jokes that's on the clean side is
Good job.
the difference between a cult and a religion. In a cult, you have the leader guy, and he knows it's all bullshit. He made it all up.
Yeah.
In a religion, that guy's dead.
Yep. Yeah.
The most real example of that would be, of course, Scientology, because
Right.
we know L. Ron Hubbard. There's video of the guy. He wrote it all, made it all up. It's a religion now.
Yeah.
And Warren Jeffs is
It's-
next.
Yeah.
Interesting. The Greek version
Yeah.
of the Bible doesn't
And that's
mention
the
hell.
thing is
interesting.
it's so hard because there's
Wait, what did
so
that
many
say?
different.
So it said Catholicism, Jew, Muslim all forgive. Funny, the Greek version in the Bible doesn't mention hell.
And you don't know. I've never read any other
It said
versions.
Muslim forgive.
Trent, I should have picked your brain more.
I would
you
like to
you have
pick
a lot
your
of
brain.
knowledge.
Except that I don't know that is that the case? Do Muslims forgive?
So the
I
actual
think they do.
like
I think they do forgive.
Do they
don't
forgive you without you becoming Muslim?
I think so. So the actual Quran, again,
Oh, we're getting into the Quran now.
interpretation,
Uh-huh.
you know, because you can take words to mean anything.
What language is it written in? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'm not testing you. I'm
I
curious.
don't know. I
I'm-
honestly don't know.
Because these things to me always matter. Because
And that's again, it's how
Translation.
many times has it been translated? And again, I don't know what version they're reading. I've heard that the Quran is extremely peaceful. It is not a hate filled. It is not violence filled. It is
what
not
about
any of that.
pedophilia? What do you know about the pedophilia? And is that a thing?
I don't know.
Right.
Again,
So
these
I-
are just
and- yeah.
conversations. Yeah, I don't know.
I also have not read it in the original.
Yeah. So because I probably don't speak that language. So
Well, and
I
that's the
can
thing.
read it.
So, but again, so like all the things that we hear
Yeah.
about them,
We
then
don't
you'll
know.
have to look and go like, okay, well, what do we know?
Nothing.
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
I do
Hearsay.
have some understanding of what jihad is.
Yeah.
And I also
Yeah.
understand that it's exclusively of a particular ilk of people that or religion,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
that it doesn't exist in any other religion. So it makes me wonder, all the things that I hear about that are bad about that, I go like, I haven't verified those things, but the action that I see in the world kind of backs that stuff up. And that I can also believe that the vast majority of people who subscribe to that ideology or some
Yeah.
degree of it don't really know all that shit because they're really not that deep in it. They just said,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we like that team.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Woo!
Ties and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Well,
There
and
was-
honestly, look
I
at
don't think Muhammad Ali was a bad person.
90.
I think he was a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, well, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Did he really know everything involved? Of
No.
course not. Did
Well,
he
look
know
at
about
90%.
extremes? No.
Right.
They're
90%
still
of
a
people
thing.
that go to church.
Yeah.
Have they read the Bible?
Yeah, and this
Probably
was
not.
funny. Look at
They've
Westboro Baptist.
listened.
They're fucking insane.
Yeah, they've
They're still
listened to the
Christians.
verses.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've listened to the verses. They've gone to church. They've listened to the sermons, all that good stuff. Have you read the whole Bible?
No, and
Have
that's
you
the thing.
gone through the whole thing? No, you haven't. But
But the people who have are still left to interpret it because again,
Right.
It's
Westboro
all-
Baptist,
and
I bet
it's-
you they've read a lot more Bible than most
Yep.
people, and they're
Yep.
still batshit crazy.
crazy.
Why? Why are they that way?
I always kind of associated with Nostradamus, right? When you read his quatrains, have you ever read any of his
Yeah.
quatrains? You know, it's all left to interpretation and how you interpret what he wrote.
Well,
you
then
know, and
it's your situation and
Right.
how you can relate it to you and your what you've
that's
been through in your
that's
life.
the beauty of Nostradamus in general. It's like, was he a good predictor or was he good at being fucking vague?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, that's what he's talking about right there.
That's
Are
not
you
what
sure?
it says.
So, dude, it's what he says. No, it's not.
I mean, there's
That's what it says to you. Is what
there's
it says to
things
Keith
when he
and what it says
mentions,
to you are all
you know,
different.
instead of Hitler, it says Histler. You know, there's things that are pretty fucking close.
And
That
hard,
that make
really
you
hard to
wonder.
dispute. A lot
Right.
of things that are hard to
100%.
dispute.
Yeah.
There's a time traveling book about Barron Trump.
Yep. I have it.
We have
Actually-
it upstairs.
I actually own the
Fucking
book.
wild.
I, have,
We haven't
What the
read it.
shit?
I haven't read it yet,
Yeah.
but I do have the book.
Because, and that's all it takes, though, is
Yep.
that bit of information. I can't prove it wrong
Nope.
any more than I can prove it right.
Right.
No.
And it has to do with how much you want to believe and how much you care. So
Yeah.
we get into whether it's
And what's
ideological,
it going to mean
religious,
when I
or
get
just
sucked into it? What am I
personal.
going to get out of it? Is it going to change
what
my
does it
life?
take to
Is
get you
gonna
sucked
do
into one
anything
side or the
good?
other?
Right.
What does it take to get
Exactly.
you to believe one way or the other? Like I said a million times, I hate when they say something on the radio that gets me pissed about stuff that
Nothing.
I really don't have any involvement in.
Right.
Like, but
But
the
you're
minute
mad.
somebody starts talking shit about Trump, I'm like, why am I defending him so hard? I don't know him. You know what I mean? Like, but I still feel defensive. It's like, what the fuck? But they've done that to us
They
all.
play off those emotions. Humans are emotional creatures and they know how to play the game.
Well,
That's
this-
what politics is playing the game.
But it's not just politics; it's just extended into so many parts of lives. When you talk right now, the thing that bothers me more than anything is all this ridiculous, weird stuff with sex
Ugh.
and all that stuff. And I just think
What do you believe? What do you feel? What do
and
you feel
again,
inside?
I don't feel shit. I
care.
don't need it because I don't have a dog in the fight. What if my kid comes to me and says, "I want to shut my dick off"? Now what? Now what?
Have fun.
Really? Like, I don't know what the hell I would do, but that's insane. Keyword translation, which anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the king that want more control. The church will do what they say. You
Yeah,
know, I've always said things will be different when I'm in charge. This is our fight as well. We lost over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. People forget about that.
Well,
Yeah.
except and that's the thing.
Yeah.
So when you
Don't
say that,
we still have a ton of people stuck?
the point, what the words that he just used are important. He said they.
Yep.
Who is they, and how do you target they? Because my understanding, again, not being there, but the things I've heard from other people is the people in charge of the Palestinian area, that whole Gaza Strip bullshit,
Hamas. You're talking
Hamas.
about, yeah.
is a terror organization that they elected to be involved. So that would be our government to us. There are Hamas.
Yep.
We have them in charge. They're making the decisions. We elected them. If we start getting killed because of the decisions that they're making, same fucking situation.
Yep.
So is it okay that Israel goes in there and kills all those people? I kind of think it is. But at the same time, it's kind of indefensible because I don't want to get murdered for the shit that these idiots are doing.
Exactly.
Right.
But it's just as
But
justifiable.
what do you
It's
do?
absolutely just as justifiable
Yep.
if they're making those global decisions
Yep.
that put us in harm's way. Because how close do you live to
Well-
a military base?
We're pretty close.
They're not building them on top of us
No.
yet.
Well, we're
They're
pretty
not
close.
hiding in my basement, but we're
Right.
pretty close.
Pretty
Yeah.
close.
So
We're
kind of
close
collateral
enough.
damage.
We are close enough.
Point being, again, I don't know what the answer is, but that kind of shit scares me because I don't think Israel's wrong for doing what they do.
No.
Because I'm like, yeah, those fuckers are bad. Kill them.
Yeah.
And if you don't move, when they say, hey, we're coming, we're gonna fucking it's scorched earth. Anything that's in the way,
Yeah.
we're killing it.
Right.
And if you don't move, like if I get a bulletin that, like, by the way, so and so's coming through,
You might want to leave.
we're carpet bombing. I'm gonna
Right.
move. I'm gonna
You're
fucking
like,
move.
okay,
I'm a
bye.
pussy.
Yeah.
Packing up the truck and
Get your
right.
shit. Let's
If
go.
you stayed there when they said to do that, which to my knowledge is the case,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can feel sympathetic towards your plight.
Yeah.
Oh, they killed somebody. Okay, so what? I think they warned you about it. They scheduled it. We knew when it
Didn't
was
they
going to
drop
happen.
leaflets and shit?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
we knew about it before they did it. Why? Because they wanted to give people who weren't on team
Who
dipshit
aren't in this?
you get a chance
Yeah.
to get the fuck out of the way because we're coming through. We're
Yeah.
coming for those assholes you put in charge.
Yeah.
And I would hope to think, I'd like to think that anybody who hated our government enough said, hey, we've had enough of your shit and we didn't take those people out of power. So we're coming for them. So if you don't want to get fucked or be involved, move.
Move.
Because here's where we're going.
Right.
This is the path we're
Don't
taking.
be there.
This one, then this one, then this one. So just move in a direction that way, away from the friggin' door.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough. That's all you can do is warn them.
But-
Go like,
and
hey,
that's
sorry about your
hard.
house. You're
At
going to lose your
least-
house,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
have a chance to save your life.
You
Yeah.
get the hell out of there.
That's
yeah.
the least. That's all we can do for you because we can't let these morons keep doing
Come,
what they've been
come
doing.
here because
We gotta
we'll
do
let
something.
you squat. You can have everything you want here.
I don't know.
um,
I'm glad that it's not up to me, but I'm terrified that I feel like it's going to affect me at some level at some point.
And like you
Eventually,
said, like that, it very well could, because what if our government does decide to make this decision? What if people do end up here? What do we do then? Then it is on our soil. What's going to happen when we have, like, your ridiculous dream you had?
I don't know who Trent is, but I like.
So Trent, I used to play with Trent the band. He's a drummer. So
Oh,
he's a good friend of mine from the
Oh
past.
God,
so.
Jack.
That explains
Oh
it. Yeah.
shit. You
I'm
don't-
going like him and I need to hang out. Like,
oh
True.
my God.
Trent's an awesome dude. He really
Band
is.
practice is not at our house.
baseball.
He's all just putting that out there.
You may
Just
be
so
a
you know.
victim if our government does not close the borders. The government affects what happens to their citizens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
We were talking about that earlier. So all this shit's hitting the fan, right? How do we know these terrorist cells are not sitting in here saying, hey, yep, 8 months ago they said they were going to do this.
Well, you heard,
Beautiful.
did
We're
you hear
right
the
on
Congress
track.
guys that were talking about the path to citizenship would be military service?
yeah.
Like, how fucking dumb
How
are you?
stupid is that?
What we ought to do is teach them shit and give them guns. What could go wrong? Oh, I don't know.
Everything.
Well,
Fucking
so to your point
Everything.
before, so we talked about the Muslim, right?
Oh my
And
God,
we
I didn't
talked
even
about
know
how-
that, Jack.
We talked about how
Ugh.
their goal is to if you don't agree with us,
Go
we need
somewhere
to
else.
kill you, right?
Yeah.
That's their thought process.
problem solved.
So how scary is that when you're dealing with terrorist organizations that are already in our country that everybody says, well, if we start using nukes, it's going to be ended. But these people don't give a shit if they kill themselves
No, 'cause they
or kill
believe-
anybody else.
They also, that's what I'm saying.
Isn't that the scariest
How do you fight
fucking
against it?
thing you can
How-
think of?
It is.
How do you
And that's
fight
what I'm
that?
saying. You don't. It's difficult because you either kill them
Or
on,
they kill
on
you.
the front, or they're going, and they've stated that that's the goal. The statement is, we need to kill you so that we can have peace on earth. And I believe that I'm a martyr, so I'm going to kill myself and take out as many of you as I possibly can. And that makes me a good person.
And I'm going to circle.
What the-
Because
F.
we're making peace
I'm going
on
to
Earth.
circle back to the point. At what point do we get involved?
That's what I'm saying. I
It's-
don't know.
It's now because they're here in our country.
Right.
They're
So
But what
here.
can we,
But now you
what
need to-
can
So
we
who
do
knows what
about
they're
that
planning?
now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So how do you identify them? Trump tried to do the whole blocking.
Now
What do you
it's
do?
impossible now.
Exactly,
They're
it's
already
too late.
here. They're already set up their
All
cells.
that's already gone.
They could
There's
all be-
nothing we can do about
all
that
those
now.
cells could be planning to do something within this country
All
on
those
any given
cells
day.
are sitting in a
and we're not
house,
gonna be able to
going
do
to
a
work
fucking thing
every
about it.
day.
They could all just be pawns too. They could just got, hey, we're going to send you over there, and if we need you to do something,
We'll let you know.
They could be.
they might not be very organized. They might
No.
be very organized.
We have no idea.
The point
Let's
is,
give them weapons. Let's
but
put
do
them in the
we?
military.
That's what bothers me.
We
We
know.
don't have any idea. Well, we don't have any idea.
No.
I don't know that nobody has any idea. I
No,
think
we
the
know
intelligence-
exactly where our terrorist cells are.
We have an intelligence
because
community still.
We've already had them.
The bits of it that aren't busy digging
So-
through Donald
But
Trump's
again,
underwear drawer.
honestly, so let's be honest. Truly, obliviously honest to the fact that we go to work every day, we go to grocery store, we whatever. Somebody rents a house down the road from you, Jack. Okay, real nice Iranian family, beautiful,
I don't think that's a thing.
nice little family.
I'm sorry, just look.
Husband, wife,
They
2
can't be.
kids. Okay, perfect. So they rent the house up the road. Are you going to think anything of it?
Yeah, because they're gay. Obviously,
Husband, wife,
with 2
husband, wife.
kids, bullshit.
Husband, wife, 2 kids. Are you going to think anything of it? No, not really. You're going to go on your way. Oh, they mow their lawn. Oh, there's nothing in front of their house. You're not going to think anything of it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now they have somebody come and stay with them. Now they have somebody else come and stay with them. Again, are you going to think anything of it? No, because it's not affecting you. So to what point are we going to say, well, these fuckers are building bombs in the back of their house to take out downtown? How are we even going to know?
Yeah,
You're going to have no idea because they've smoozled in with society. Nobody's even going to notice them.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer to
And
that-
that's what's
that is.
terrifying.
That's another good point Rob brings up. Is a very high percentage of these countries that support terrorism are funding our universities.
Yeah, absolutely.
And-
That money's being sent in.
And that's been my point I've mentioned on several of our shows. I think we're being invaded from the inside out. I really do.
There's,
I mean, at
there's
this
a video.
point,
There's
I
a
mean,
video a long time ago about there was a Russian guy explaining how you take over, and we're following that plan,
Right.
And universities are a big part of it.
Yep.
And let me ask you this: of the people listening, how many of you sent your kids to college,
Right.
or allowed your kids to go to
And
college,
paid good money for it.
or they went on scholarship or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been as long as I can remember, college is the goal.
Schmoozlers. I know. Watch out for the
Don't pay
schmoozlers,
attention.
man.
But no, I mean, like for as long as I can remember, college was a big deal. Like, oh, you got to go.
Oh,
I wanna go-
yeah.
Why? Why the fuck do I want to go to college? I hated school when it was free. Why would I
now
pay?
you're going to pay for it, and it sucks
I went to
even
school
more.
I went to school for 1 semester, and I was like, yeah, this sucked when it was free. It sucks even more to think I'm going to pay for it, and I'm out.
I knew what you were saying, Rob. Don't worry.
I paid for it for myself.
What did Rob say that I didn't ask?
He said I can't type, but I knew
Oh, the schmoozlers?
I knew what he was saying.
Okay.
What'd he
No,
say?
Mike said the schmoozlers.
Oh, schmoozlers.
What did I say?
No, like I paid for my schooling. I didn't get any. Well, I didn't go to.
You
no
did?
fancy-
You Biden didn't pay for yours?
No, I had to pay
Oh,
for
sorry.
my own.
Son of a bitch.
And I didn't
So
take
that-
student loans like you, fucker. I had to do it myself.
So
I
you
did
weren't-
it while I was
Clearly,
doing it.
you weren't a good student.
I was not. Well, I was 4. I was 3.9.
Well, you didn't learn dick
I didn't learn shit
you're still a
because I
girl.
don't follow any directions that they put out there. But again,
Still a
I
girl.
didn't take any of those.
Wait a minute.
I didn't take any of those classes.
You're a girl, right?
I am.
Okay.
And you're not a
I
woman.
got real tits. We're good. I didn't pay for them.
Tuning pianos. Go ahead. That's what they call a throwback, ladies and gentlemen. Callback, I'm a badass. All right, moving along.
Wow.
I'm not even drinking.
So
Wow.
you're schmoozler.
How much more?
So so I paid for mine while I was going through it, but I didn't get sucked into any of that because again, I was working. I didn't like make any of these friends or do any of these groups because guess what? I had a mortgage I had to pay for. I had school I had to I had other things I had to do. You put these kids on these campuses in these universities and they go
And
to
they get entrenched.
they take
in a big
4
way.
classes a day.
Well, I
and
wonder, like-
what else do they do the rest of the day?
I don't like the house on fire. Let's
Oh God.
well, because
Here
here's
goes.
here's the thing. Is it
Bye,
possible?
Trent.
See you, Trent. Thanks for jumping on, man. Appreciate it.
The thing that worries me or gets me concerned is just
Yep.
like,
Universities and handouts for legals.
So-
and that is
so-
our Trojan horse.
can we stop it?
I don't think we can.
Is there a way to stop it?
Yeah. I think
Was there a
is.
way to stop it?
Mhm.
Or is this the way it's supposed to go?
According to who?
God?
We don't know. Is this our normal circle?
See, I don't want to get into those conversations.
Oh, why are you gonna do that to him? Hey,
I'm just saying.
so
you're an
Jack,
ass,
you
Jack.
remember, when you,
If
remember
it's-
when you played that video for Jack at the very end of the show?
If
He
it's-
just did it to
Yeah,
you.
right.
If it's untenable,
Yeah.
if it's untenable and it's inevitable,
What can we do?
wouldn't that be God's plan?
I get that.
And I'm not saying that it is, but I'm just saying that
Right.
like the people who are buying into it and going with it
Yep.
on some level have to think that because they think they're gods.
Exactly.
Fucking nailed it.
Good job.
Mic drop.
Lick that
No,
ass
because
butt.
it's what scares me about it is because as I'm not a super religious person, but I am enough to understand that I'm not
In control.
in control and I'm not God. And most of the people I think live like they are. Like, how do you bring yourself to murder a bunch of people and then kill yourself and think that's an okay thing? Because existence is you.
That's you. That's it. We don't know anything else other than this.
I understand that the world ends when I die,
For you, yeah, that's all we know.
but these people believe to that level. I mean, if you're willing to go and you're going to kill a bunch of people and then you're going to die because you don't care because there's no consequence. You don't-
Right.
Yep.
Right.
As far as your existence goes, it's
You're good.
meaningless. It doesn't mean shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, nihilism is when it's real, it's scary as shit because yeah, like they have nothing to lose and nothing to gain. They don't give a fuck. The world's a video
Nope.
game and it's over.
Right.
And they restart.
That's just a,
They don't restart.
Well,
well, they
that's
don't-
what they believe.
whatever they
That's
believe.
what they believe.
They
They,
believe
believe that they go to another place and they
Well,
get
no,
all these
most of them
grand.
believe it just ends. They
great
don't give a
things.
shit. They just don't care.
Yeah.
If you believe that life is purposeless, like legitimately
That's true.
purposeless,
Yeah,
there's no downside to dying.
No.
All the bad shit ends when I die.
because you're here for
No, they
nothing.
believe there's honor in dying. That's what they believe. They
Well,
believe
No,
that
that's a
in
whole
America,
different one.
those
Yeah.
are people who are religiously motivated.
Yeah.
The people who are
Yeah.
completely
But
lack of religion
have
no
nothing.
faith
yeah, that's
whatsoever.
true. That's true.
They're just like
they're not
this
working for their
place sucks.
job. They're not working for anything. Like they have no fun or hope in life. They're
Yeah.
just here for the next
They're just
day.
waiting to die.
Sun comes up, sun goes
and
down.
nothing happens after they die. So let's just speed this shit up because it all sucks and hurts.
Yeah, it all sucks
And I'm
anyways.
gonna take a bunch of people with it because that sounds like fun.
Yep. Why not?
A moment of fun and excitement before I go out because it doesn't matter anyway.
Yep.
That's fucked.
That's,
Yeah, that's scary.
terrifying.
It is scary,
That's
but that's what nihilism is,
Yep.
and it is something that goes hand in hand with a lack of belief or a lack of faith.
And that's what we're getting rid of. We're getting rid of that. Whether you believe, whether you're religious and you believe in God or whether you don't, just having that something else is out there.
Or that things are bigger than you. Or
Yes.
things besides you matter.
Yep.
You know,
That
it's
we got
incredibly-
rid of years ago,
Yeah.
and now we're putting it into universities, and you can control all this, and you can control this, but you really can't.
It's the worst kind of narcissism because
Yes.
I don't know that being a narcissist altogether is bad, but it can be, and it can be when
To a certain
when you
point,
decide that
yeah.
everybody else is a victim or sacrifice or sacrificial to my personal
Yep.
desire.
Yep.
Or lack thereof, for that matter. Like I don't
Yep.
want to do shit, but I'll kill some people because who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
just ridiculous.
Yep.
I don't like a lot of people I've never murdered anybody and I never
Right.
would.
No, I don't like them. I just don't deal with them.
There's tons of people I think we could do without.
So I believe a little bit differently. I believe, like you said, is it God's plan? I believe God gave us free will,
Free will.
right?
Right.
And we someday have to answer for that. Whatever decisions we make in life, we have to answer for that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going through.
But that can
I
affect
think
so
that's-
many other
Right,
people.
100%.
That's the shit part about free will.
That's
Right.
the
But
bad
free
part.
will with no consequence is what those folks think. Like
Yep.
I can do whatever I want, and they're not wrong, but they also believe there's no consequence, and there's nothing to support that there is.
Right.
Once they're dead, they're just fucking dead. And
Yeah.
we as a society either talk about them good, bad, or indifferent. So if I'm somebody watching the news and I go, "Oh, what happened to him? Oh, he killed himself. Oh, that's it. That's it. Oh,
Okay.
that's not so bad. I don't want
Right.
to be here anyway, so fuck it."
Yeah.
I mean, the popularization of that sort of mentality
Yep.
is a bad thing.
Yep.
And again, we're controlling the information when it comes to a lot of the sexual stuff that's happening, where we're like, more people need to understand that there's real bad consequences to this. Because you have a lot of people that are going like, "Oh yeah, I'm a chick too." Like, no, you're
Right,
not.
yeah,
You're not. Knock
yeah.
it off. And
Yeah.
that's the same kind of contagion that gets to school shooting and all of this sort of
Mhm.
really, really bad thought processes that happen. That's the American version. The other version is the religious backed version that says we're supposed to kill people.
Yep.
I don't think that any ideology or any belief system should have you killing anybody
No.
ever.
Yeah.
And like to that degree that like there's as a 0 to 100% never intentionally take a life
Yeah.
ever. And that's like, this pisses people off, but death penalty too. I don't know how we figure that out. I'm okay with them being dead. I don't know how you get it to where we're not the ones that have to kill them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, but how did they get there in the first place? Some people are just broken
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the very get-go. They're broken.
Yep.
That
And now we're
gets you-
accepting
well,
that
gets you
brokenness.
that gets you deeper into the
Yep.
the
And-
whole not a belief in God,
We're
why do the
accepting
people
that
have no belief in
brokenness
God?
and we're not
because those
helping
people
them.
exist.
Yeah.
But when it comes to nihilism and all that stuff, a lot of that is propagated by the fact that we see crazies, like
Mhm.
legitimately mentally ill people from day one that do nothing but bad. How do
And
you
we do nothing about it.
what are we supposed to do about it? And how do you deal with that if we are society or we're people that are created by a creator?
Yep.
And those people exist. Why do they exist?
Mhm.
Balance between good and evil. Okay, that's shitty. That's
Well,
a shitty
no,
excuse.
But I know
Nobody
I
likes
don't
that.
I don't think it's that balance.
It's-
Because people
It's
are always going to do
indefensible.
evil things.
I'll just tell you right
I
now.
think that we're all human and shit happens.
But
Your,
we're all
your mother did whatever, she drank whatever, she
Yeah.
did whatever drugs. Like now you're fucked up. I'm sorry, bro, but that's kind of the way it is.
right. So that would be one
And
way to go at
that's
it. But
the
then there's
human
also
part of it.
I was born into a good family, had a decent life, and I just am a piece of shit. That exists.
Yeah.
But
It's indefensible.
yeah. Whatever
and it's
reasoning it
completely
is.
goes against the idea of God. It just does.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent, but it's something that somebody would struggle with.
Yep.
Because how can you possibly explain God as you know him and the existence of that being in this world?
Because there was always good and evil. There was the devil.
Right. Well, there you
Right?
go.
So-
Well, then there's
but
free
you have
will to
bring the
make
devil
those
into it.
choices.
Why does he exist?
He made that choice
What choice? To go against
to
God.
go
To
against
go against
God.
God. Right.
And God didn't do anything about it. I'm burning the
I
house
mean,
down.
yes,
I'm just
yes,
letting you know, I know I'm
yes
burning the
and
house down
no,
because
yes and no.
these things matter. No, not yes or no. Yes, the devil should have been able to be taken care of, right? I mean, God.
But again, then you're getting into that religion that kill everybody who doesn't believe what I believe.
Right. Yeah.
So we're not that religion, which is why he let him be.
Right. I'm not going to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let him have dominion over the earth that I created. These are indefensible things that
Yeah.
I'm bringing up, and I'm not expecting.
Or
you to
maybe
answer them.
maybe the hope was the fact that people wouldn't be so shitty and turn to him.
But he gave us free will.
Right.
He
And
did.
everything that we
But he
like,
also gave us the
the
intelligence.
devil's into.
Yeah.
I mean, how's that make any fucking sense?
He
So that's the
also-
thing.
Yeah.
I'm devil's advocate. I'm just generally these are the whirlpools that exist
Yeah.
in my consciousness that I struggle with my entire life. That like I don't have any answers for this shit.
Right.
But they're questions that I have that I know other people have, and other people have these questions and make different decisions than I did.
Yeah.
They kill people
Right.
or they do really
and
awful
and
things.
that's again all your own decision. It's all the way you're going to
100%.
interpret it. It's all the way that you're going to whatever you're being fed.
Why am I able to do that? And other people aren't. or they're unwilling
Some
to,
people
because we have free will.
exactly. Well,
Yeah.
and some people aren't. Some people aren't
Oh, there's all kinds
open
of stuff.
enough.
Free will must be very valuable to God, the universe, and then he followed up with,
Rob's.
sorry, what? No, hold on. Mike came back with free will must be valuable to God. The real question is why.
Exactly, and that
Yeah.
we don't know.
No, and again, these are not really answerable questions.
No, not
These
at all.
are the things that keep me from being a member of a church because nobody
Because
has
you
answers.
ask those questions.
Yeah,
exactly.
I have
Yeah.
I have a faith that's my own.
Yeah.
I'm very content with my life. I'm not against people in general.
No.
I'm really kind of a live and let live. I believe morals are important. I think that religion is important in many cases, but I have a lot of fucking questions that nobody can
Oh, yeah.
answer.
No.
So I feel like in order for me to sign on to a team, I have to agree with everything.
No,
That's
but
just-
you don't.
But
though.
you fucking do.
You
Because if you're
don't,
gonna model your
though.
life after it and you're gonna tell other people to live that way, you need to know why you're doing it.
You're
My
doing it
favorite thing
because-
ever is people who live by a code of conduct and they're just amplify. This is what I am. So that
Yeah.
when they look and go, that guy's a good guy and he's got his shit together. I want to know what he's doing. So you go and you ask questions.
Yeah.
And he should be able to defend the stuff that he does
Yeah.
and know why he's doing it. Those guys, I envy them and I admire them. I don't have the ability to do that when it comes to religion because there's always something that kind of makes me go,
Maybe
the
not.
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have questions and I don't expect anybody to be able to answer them. I
But you
love
can
people who
still
are
have
strong in their faith,
questions.
but I like them to be strong in their faith.
Right.
The problem, it's not really a problem. I'm okay with you having a faith as opposed to none.
Yeah.
Even if you're blind and you don't really know what you're doing, as long as you're not going that Westboro or the real hardcore, stupid, I want to hurt other people
Yeah.
for the sake of my stupid religion. I'm cool with people having faith in religion because it makes them better people, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Even though people on the other side will say, oh, but all the wars and killing. Yeah, I get it. That's not a reason
But
not to do
it
it.
does, like
It's
we
not
were
a reason
talking
to
about
eliminate
earlier, it gives you that moral compass, no matter what it is. It gives
There's
you
such
something.
a variety of human beings on this
Yes.
planet. Some of them are really, really smart.
And
Some
some-
are really fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And
It
I don't
gives
know
you
that
some
anybody,
sort of
none of them deserve, in my opinion,
Yeah.
nobody is more deserving to live than another person.
No.
If life matters at all, if life is meaningful at all, then everybody gets to have it.
Right.
To whatever degree that means for each individual person, I don't think we should ever try to go against that.
no.
You know, because
Now you start shooting people up,
That's what I mean. The
That's
minute
another
that you start stepping in somebody else's arena and saying you need to die because I think this.
but
or
you want to
whatever."
go. You want to go. You want to treat everybody as a general good human being. You want to whatever.
Eye
Go
for an eye
for it.
makes eye for an eye
Do
makes sense, but it's tough because who enforces it without
Exactly.
without taking on that negativity themselves?
Exactly.
I'm the one in charge of killing everybody who does shitty things. Well, that does kind of make
That
sense.
sounds bad for
That
That makes you a
you.
shitty situation. Like
Yeah.
it's
And how do
untenable.
you deal with that at night? Like that's pretty bad. That's hard on you.
You just stay up late and spin around your mind.
I
going,
know.
"You motherfucker."
So Rob's comment, we did kind of talk about that. We hit on that earlier. So it isn't Muslims versus Jews. Israel has a multitude of Muslims in political parties, government, medicine, education. This is about land and territorial positioning. Religion is a scapegoat. We said that before. We kind
Yeah.
of said that
Yeah.
religion was that.
Religion is a scapegoat.
Right.
It's definitely
You throw
powerful.
that in there as the icing on the cake to get you to go along with it.
So he casts Satan out of heaven and gave people free will to choose good or evil. You either believe it or not.
Yeah, no, and that's as good a statement as you can make.
Yeah.
And for me, that's bullshit. But I
Because you
understand.
want the answer. Yeah.
Because I think there should be an answer.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it just seems like it's just a cop out. Like, yeah, I'm all
And
powerful, but
the answer is for everybody, and that's what's hard is
I like that, Mike. Free will is absolutely necessary for love to exist. You cannot
have
have
forced
forced
love.
love. Love is valuable to God.
that is very true. And
Okay.
this is another one of my rabbit holes.
Yep.
When it comes to that whole thing, is like, wait, so like all the fun stuff Satan's into, you want us to do a bunch of shit that sucks, and we're supposed to love you? That's really a big ask. Like
That's
you're
hard.
not going to actually give any proof or anything like that. It's all just based on what I believe, without just blind faith. You have to have that. That guy's throwing money at me and like pussy and all kinds of crazy
Fame
stuff.
and
Like
everything. Yeah.
he's doing fun stuff that I'm digging on,
Right.
but I'm supposed to say no to that because you said so, but you didn't really say so. There's just a book that says you say so. I've never talked to you.
Yeah.
You've never talked to me.
But the
It's
devil
all-
will send people to you and everything else.
I got
yeah.
money in my pockets. I've had sex. Like these things are fun.
Yeah.
What you're offering over here kind of sucks. Like I don't like
Yeah.
it's an untenable argument.
Yeah.
And I
Well-
think it's funny. I like it because it's interesting to me. But I don't struggle with it anymore. I used to struggle with it a lot because I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. It's a shitty business plan.
But then that's where
Right.
you brought up the forgiveness earlier, right? That's where the forgiveness comes in because he knows
That the devil's out there
you're,
giving you
you're
good
gonna
fun
do
stuff.
things. You're gonna lean toward that
Right.
side.
You
You're
have to
go-
have
you're-
forgiveness.
You're gonna have forgiveness.
If you're going to be, that's why
Right.
the first book sucked, because they're like, dude, that was bullshit. You just told everybody there. Fuck. Why would they come over here? Oh, I guess it's trying to true. That's kind of a shitty plan.
We should probably
Well,
come up with better
Send your
plan.
kid down there. Let him put out a new contract. All they got to do is they got to believe in him, and it sort of gives them a way back, because your first plan was really
was
kind of bullshit.
really bad.
That's
Like,
really
we
kind of
were all
bullshit.
going down.
You're just not allowed to do
Yeah.
anything bad ever. Like,
They're like,
anyway.
send the cute kid down there. He'll fix it all.
So he did. He had to do something, and so okay, we got a new way in. Cool. It's not ridiculous anymore.
Sure, like, yeah, no, we're out. Everybody's out.
Mike
You
says
ain't getting
deficits
nobody.
often present themselves as assets, and assets are often hidden in deficits.
Yep.
That's an interesting point.
He's drinking.
That's,
Probably.
Super Horse drinking. I can just tell you.
I don't think he does drink.
I
I don't
whatever
think
he's-
he does.
I don't think Mike drinks.
Are you sober, Mike? That was a sober thought.
He's like, he might be hopped up on hot dogs, pizza, and,
And corn nuts.
and corn nuts.
Cocoa covered corn
Cocoa-covered
nuts.
corn
Oh,
nuts.
he's just an ADD guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. I mean,
He makes all these he's the one that makes all the
Same
super
team.
crazy like
Cartoons and stuff,
cartoons
and
and
animated
stuff,
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Nope,
I've
just
met-
crazy.
I've talked to him before.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, you have talked.
He
to him.
says nope, he's just crazy.
Crypt
He's
guy.
cool.
Right?
Yes, the
Okay.
crip guy.
He's awesome. He does
Hi,
some-
thank you.
does
How do you
some
do?
bullshit.
All right.
Hey, Sheevy.
Get my piano tuned over here.
Right?
Sheeva! Not on the show. Come on, girl.
All right, guys. So we were definitely out of time. I did want to bring up a couple things though.
Way over time. You didn't even talk about any of your stuff.
I know. Well, a couple
Yeah.
things, but I thought this was interesting. So
Please
911 outage affecting multiple states.
Did
I
you
thought
hear that?
was-
My wife sent me something about this earlier.
So law enforcement agencies in multiple states have been grappling with outages affecting the 911 emergency lines, disrupting services in key areas including Las Vegas, Nevada, entirety of South Dakota, and parts of Nebraska. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Shit, I wish I'd listened to the video she sent me. She sent me a video about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I started listening to it, and then I had to work some more. But yeah, I
That sounds bad.
well, there's
Yeah.
some. I think that there are people, preppers and whatnot, that are
Freaking out.
well, not just freaking out, but going like, "Told you, fucking told you."
Yeah.
The first fallen angel was attributed to Samuel. He refused to worship Adam and was jealous of him.
That was Dogma, wasn't it? Wait, never mind. No, again,
No, the 911 thing's bad because was it a hack? Was it?
We don't know. No,
I mean,
they
it's
still- they
all
still don't know
electrical.
what
It
happened.
very
just an-
easily could have been.
there's just an outage.
Hmm,
Shit.
And
Mm.
That's bad.
Well,
In Vegas.
how reliant are we on technology? And again,
extremely reliant.
Extremely.
I love Joe Rogan's take on it. What do you do when the power goes out? I wait for it to come back on because I don't know how any of this shit
I'm not
works.
that guy.
Do
Right.
you know how to make a cell phone? No.
Yep.
No.
If they stop coming in boxes, we're just fucked.
You're fucked.
Do you know how to make a
I don't know how to
solar
do any of this
panel to
shit.
charge it? No.
I can make a solar panel. That one's what I can do.
That you can do?
But I won't. I'm not gonna. But I can.
When it gets to that point,
The
you
point-
could.
The point being, there's a lot of our
Break
infrastructure,
something
a
up.
lot of our day-to-day stuff, a lot of
Nothing.
things that we rely on for living are so delicate in that
Yep.
if they're gone, we're just
Done.
fucked. What if gas just stops getting delivered?
Right.
Shit,
fucked.
I gotta walk
Yeah,
everywhere.
you're done.
Come
Or
on,
ride
you're
a
going
bike.
to be taking a garage door to somebody's house and you're walking?
Well, I don't have a way to make money.
Right.
If gas
You're
goes
done.
away, I don't have a way to make money.
You're done.
You're
So
fucked.
who's buying a fucking garage door?
Everything's
So we
fucked.
Yeah.
talked about that because you
I
remember
don't have any
was
necessary anything.
was it 08 when like they were running out of gas and only certain gas stations were getting filled up?
Yeah.
So what if that happens again?
Especially
I
now,
was-
especially now with the war going on.
I was
Why did that happen in the first place?
control.
Yes.
But again,
Right.
what did the people have to do? Nothing, because they have no other outage. They go and they sit in line for 12 hours and they hope they get gas.
Well, this
That's
is and
about it.
this is where the people who are in charge of our
I'll
policies.
start riding a horse. I agree, Christine. 100%.
Right.
What are we
And
doing about
I'll name him
transportation?
Brandon.
Right.
She's gonna start riding a horse. How does that help us with transportation?
Well, she can get a.
Oh, different kind of ride. My bad.
Wow. Again, how does that help with transportation?
Right.
Tuning my piano. Anyway,
So, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying that
Don't
like,
tell Jack.
when
I
those
know.
when those sorts of things fall apart,
We're in trouble.
we're in trouble.
And they're so, like you said, they're so delicate.
The people that are
That's
the people that are in
simply-
charge of our policy and governing should change.
Yep.
So that it's not really a fear because we have the ability to, whether we want to call it isolationism or sticking your head in the sand, we can take care of ourselves here as a country, but we don't, and we're not set up to because of the people that are in charge of policy and all that bullshit.
Well, and
'Cause we're
The
comfortable.
people that
But
are
we
in
know that
charge.
cyclically, as cycles go, we're due for the fall.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
We're
And
comfy and we're complacent, and now it's supposed to fall apart again, and it's going to.
And then we build it up again.
So I want to buy a gun.
So the
Yep, I
people will take you to PTP. So the people that are in charge have lived in real life how long ago?
Oh, never. They never did.
Most
most of them never did.
60, 70, 80 years ago? Because some of them are in their 80s and 90s?
Right, but they don't ever remember it that way.
No, but that's what I'm saying. And how different was it back then?
The
We
last
need to
time
get some of
society
these people in here who have actually been out and gone to work and seen what's going
or
on
just
now.
understand the concept and have some understanding of the possibility of what could happen. I don't know that cycles are able to be avoided. I don't know that you can avoid them.
No, probably not.
Becoming
just
affluent,
have to be
becoming
ready
wealthy,
for it.
becoming what we are currently, it has to peak and then it would have to reset.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
right,
sort of
right.
the natural order of
Right.
shit. So it's just a matter of how big of a fall do
Are
we
we gonna
take before it has to reset.
Right.
Yep.
I think maybe Trump was supposed to be part of that reset
I don't know.
and they kicked him off the hill because they're like, no, it's not
No,
bad
it's
enough.
too
yet."
early.
Right. Not gonna happen.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't have the answers.
Yeah.
When I'm in charge, it'll all be different. I can assure you.
It'll
What?
be in somebody's head. Oh, God.
Well, I did want to bring up something that
Okay, one more.
I always forget to talk about because we talk about burying our head in the sand with what goes on in the world. It's always interesting to remember how close Russia truly is to us,
Isn't it like
right?
50 miles or something?
It's something. Yeah,
Like,
it's
it's not
very small stretch
far.
through the Bering Strait there, and in those islands, the Diomede
Devonian.
Islands, however you say that. I think there's 2 islands, and I think Russia owns one and we own the other. Is what I was reading about that, which was kind of
Mm.
interesting.
What does that say? Extent of Landsat image? What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
There's just- there's land in
grabbed
between there.
Yeah, I just grabbed that image from somewhere. But it's funny because
Oh, my God. I'm going to have to Google Earth this later.
when you think about United States, you always think about Russia over there, right? So far away.
Well, you think
never
Russia's
think
far
about
like
this
China.
side.
Like, oh, it's far, far
exactly.
away. It's
Still
not
close to
anywhere near
Alaska.
us.
Let's be fair. Alaska doesn't matter.
It's close.
You want to know what? If they're going
Close
after
enough to us.
Alaska,
You
they
can
ain't gonna
almost-
fuck. They
you
ain't
can
gonna
almost
fucking.
walk across it.
They ain't gonna
What's
win
funny
with
is that, like,
Alaska.
I'm
Those
not-
fuckers are crazy.
I'm not scared of Russia, though. Are you?
I am a little bit. Yeah,
I'm scared of
a
China.
little bit. Well,
I'm scared of
I
Russia.
But
honestly think
China's
I'm
in
scared.
with
Of,
Russia.
I'm scared of North Korea because those fuckers don't give a shit.
Yeah, but
Those
they're
guys
they're
are
also
nuts.
they're manageable because they're still a bunch of little pussies. And
Yeah,
stuff.
they're not really going to
guess.
grab. Some
They're
balls
also
and
so
run over
close to
here.
South Korea, who is good, and we have some. I think we have some influence there too. And
Sure.
I feel like for the most part we keep enough of an eye on that guy.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's crazy, but he's crazy over there.
I don't think Putin has any love for the U.S. and I think part of his taking over Ukraine is to expand the territory
Yep.
again, right? Maybe rebuild
55
Soviet
miles.
Union.
See, I was close.
Maybe it also might be that hey, you guys are encroaching on shit
terrible,
you said
Rob.
you weren't going to do.
Well, if we talk about NATO, yeah, we'll go back. to
55
NATO.
miles.
Because NATO's
That's
important.
closer. That's closer than Vegas.
NATO's important in that
No, it's not.
that whole thing because there was a
55
collapse.
miles.
A collapse. It's not Vegas is not 55 miles away.
It's
Anyway.
250
Vegas
miles
is
away.
250 miles away.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
saying that's
Russia
closer to
is
Vegas,
55 miles
Um,
from.
You are correct.
Your office is further
50
away than that.
Fucking
is.
shit.
So
Oh my God, that's like an hour drive.
I guess I'm whatever's going on with Russia. I'm not
Oh,
as scared of them because I don't think that there is. I think that the idea that it's not motivated by evil is easy to figure out.
Yeah.
When you start to understand more of the information and understand the treaties that were made in regards to those territories and NATO encroaching on them.
he's not a
and all this shit.
true like.
When you understand
yeah.
that they made a lot of deals that we've already reneged on,
Right.
and Russia's getting fucked all over the place in that regard, it's hard for me to believe.
It's not an
that-
evil kill everybody.
I don't
motive.
think it is
No.
because they've never shown. I don't see them showing any signs of that being the actual case, and we don't talk to them. It's one of those deals where again, I don't know the reality of it because I'm not there.
Yep.
I've never been
China,
there.
Iran, and North Korea.
Yeah,
That's all bad.
I agree. Russia in
That's
the
all
end will
bad.
be an ally. I think he's right because
Okay.
they have, what George Carlin makes that point of the interests aligning. You don't have to look for conspiracy because they're on the same fucking team. And guess what? Russia, regardless of what their government structure is, they're on the same team as us.
Yeah.
They're a big part of the planet. They have a lot of fucking people. They have a lot of money, and they have an interest in it not being wiped away from
Yep.
the place of the
Yeah.
globe.
And that's what it comes
Sure.
down to.
That is what it comes down to. And they don't have an ideology that supports destroying the rest of the planet,
everybody.
where some of these other insane people do. And I
Yep.
don't think that Russia has that motivation. So I think
Which
they're
is,
much
go back
closer
to that
aligned to
second-
us than they are anybody
No,
else.
I agree that there are scarier
It's
forces.
going to be
out there.
China, Iran, and North
100%.
Korea because
'Cause
they're the
nuts.
ones who are like, fuck it all. Just blow everybody up.
Absolutely.
Russia's going to be like, whoa, wait, what?
All right, so I'm going to leave you with 2 news articles that
Okay.
we didn't get to tonight, but
I'm holding up 3 fingers when you said that, by the way.
2.
Was I holding up 3? Sorry.
Piano.
Oh, 2.
That's because he got his.
This guy have a piano too.
Piano
My fingers are all fucked up.
Okay, next.
So,
Wow.
one of the news articles that I didn't get to was Palestine bid for UN membership set for Security Council vote.
Okay.
Okay, keep going.
That's
Go.
scary in itself, right? And then national security concerns raise as number of Chinese military-age illegal immigrants hits record high.
Yeah, and that's another one that's just so weird. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
What is going on?
There's a plan.
Well, of course, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but it seems a little on the nose that like, so China, people that are Chinese nationals, they're free to travel wherever the fuck they want, right? They can do whatever they want because they live in a free society, don't they?
Totally fine.
Oh, is that not the case?
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's
no,
not
they
the
have
case.
to, like,
What is that?
sign in
PCP,
to
People's
leave?
Republic of something. I can't remember what that means. There's some supreme ruler shit going on over there. I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
obviously, they're allowed to go and do what they want
Oh, yeah.
because there's a bunch of them immigrating to America with no ulterior motives or anything like that. I mean,
And they were able to leave there totally fine.
what the fuck are we
Totally
doing? Like,
cool.
again, it's one of those things where it's like, how stupid do you have to be to go? Yeah, nothing to see here.
Totally
Right.
fine.
Are they
It's
buying
not
land in the states?
They're
Yeah.
actually buying farms
Farmland.
weird.
They're buying all
next
the
to
farmland.
Air Force bases.
Well, because
Hmm.
Bill Gates shouldn't get all of it.
Mm.
So like the fuck. Yeah, there's a point again where they feel like it requires some real head in the sand sort of things to go like
Yeah,
somebody
totally
should look into this shit. Well, who? I mean, because I don't know.
Not me, because what am I going to do about it?
Our
if I know?
intelligence communities are busy again digging through Donald Trump's underwear drawer. So they
There's
got
lots
bigger
of cool
fish to
stuff in
fry. Yeah, much bigger fish to fry. I was like, should we check out what China's doing?
Nah,
Yeah,
they're
we're good. We're good. I mean,
They're
and those
nothing
guys,
to see here.
are they sneaking across the border or are they coming in?
Oh, they're sneaking across.
And are they still coming in?
Yeah. Of
Oh,
course.
yeah, they're in.
Record numbers.
Yeah,
Record
of
numbers.
actual immigrants
Coming through
from
the doors.
fucking China,
Right.
and we're all like, man, that's cool.
It's
Yeah.
so cool.
What's the
We're
problem?
giving them
no
credit cards in New York.
You heard
to
about
go
the
get
secret
food.
lab?
Again, I'm not sure about the credit card bullshit, but I do know that they're finding like the weed farms, whatever.
Well, you heard about the secret lab in California, right?
No,
Yeah, we'll talk about that sometime.
well, you know about the weed farms though,
No,
the Chinese weed farms.
no.
Yeah, they're like whole property, whole.
Really?
Oh yeah, that are run by people that are.
We had Chinese police in San Francisco
Mhm.
set up shop, right?
Totally cool.
Well, and it's funny because it's like, guys, they're not just people of Chinese origin that are working as police here. They're fucking Chinese police.
Right,
Yeah.
right, 100%.
They're not like, hey,
In our
we
country.
became a
Guys.
citizen and like, now I want to go. No, like you're okay.
That's not what Chinatown's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Fucking up the game. It's so weird. But again, these are all really, really interesting things that I don't know that
What
I
am I going to do with this information?
could do other than make more people aware of it so that it's not so blindsiding.
It's
If and
kind of
when
bad.
if and when they decide to coordinate and go, hey,
Maybe
get all
we
the
should
white
do
people out of
something.
here. We're making Chinatown for real.
Interesting. Africa's a real issue. Think about all the resources in Africa. China's controlling a lot of the
That's
continent. I've heard that too.
Is that
I've
why all
I've read
those?
some stories?
Because there were a
about
bunch
that.
of I saw boats emptying with the African kids.
I think so.
Or
Yeah.
African.
Yep.
What is it? Military age males.
Yep.
They say.
They're dumping them off and sending them in. Yep.
What do you know about the video of Hunter Biden fucking a dog? Anybody hear about that?
No.
Okay, live it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh,
That's it.
man.
No, I refuse.
You better speak Mandarin.
I love Mandarin oranges.
Mandarin oranges are yummy.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us tonight. Appreciate Rob. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks, Mike Super Hard Show, for joining us, and Trent. Thanks for all your comments. We appreciate it. We got a special guest coming on next week, so it's going to be a lot of fun. You don't know.
I really don't know.
All right,
Is it me?
it is.
know.
Well, it is you again, but
Yay!
somebody else that
I
you
was like, is it
to have
Jennifer?
on too. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you
know
next
about
week.
this?
You should know.
You should. I already know, and you don't.
All right, see you guys later.
Okay, bye.